Hi folks, welcome to the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign here at Immortals Inc. in Rocky River, Ohio, suburb of Cleveland. I'm John, Game Master for the campaign, and you want to start off introducing yourselves?
And I play Rose LaCroix, and I'm a parapsychologist.
I'm Declan Hughlary. I'm playing Declan Steele, a private investigator.
I'm Tom Ullman. I'm playing Mustafa Ali, who is a antiquarian.
And I'm Richard McGuire playing a hobo named Samus.
And Brock, our librarian, Dr. Alexander, is running a few minutes late, and Father Sully will not be able to attend this session. So leading into this week, we had
There will be no murders.
don't get your hopes up. Leading into this week, we had a bit of a discussion about where the group would be going next last time, and I believe we all agreed that you would be making your way to Shanghai. Hopefully that sounds familiar to everybody. So with that in mind, I got a couple of maps that I wanted to share. This first one is kind of a zoomed-in map on that part of the world, so you can see what else is going on right around Shanghai. So Shanghai's right here, and you can see the Philippines down there, and Korea's over here, and just the whole area. And then this is a zoomed-in map of Shanghai proper. There's some color coding going on there that I gotta tell you, I don't fully appreciate. I just started looking at it a few minutes ago, so if any of you can look at that and it jumps out and you go, oh, well, obviously this means XYZ, tell me, because I'd love to know.
Are you colorblind?
No, I'm not. I just don't understand what the color coding is and the numbering key that they did on that.
I believe that the different nationalities had their own section.
So that's absolutely true. There was the French section, and then there was the international section, and the international section was the United States and the British. But it's not labeled that way. So I mean, this says Chinese city, right? And this says northern, but I don't know.
What's up with the circles?
That's also a mystery to me because there's no key for it.
They got numbers, though.
They do. Yep. And there's
it looks like
half
blast radius.
and 1 and 1.5, which I'm sure that means something. I'm just not sure what that something is. So by all means, take a look at it, and if it means something to you, do tell. I'd love to know, because I don't think those are the half is a mile, because it's got to be bigger than that.
Yeah, there's 1.5 million people there by 1924.
I think 1924 there was a population. I wanted to say it was 850,000, but it might have been 1.5 million. Because that was a number that came up as I was reading about the city earlier.
We got a
today.
dated map here. It's 1918.
Okay.
Let's see. It is one thing of note is you're right. It's 1.6 million. 1923, 1.6 million Shanghai residents. Only about 20,000 were non-Chinese, and of those, most were Japanese. So you guys might stand out a little bit. That's of note. Other thing to keep in mind is that different Chinese dialects are very, very different. And the dominant one here is Shanghaiese. I don't know if any of you know Shanghaiese.
Nope, I took Mandarin, though, just to give me a chance.
So
Mandarin,
you'll be okay looking at the written language, but you won't be able to understand people when they're speaking to you.
Isn't English still like a business language in Shanghai?
In the international district, yes.
Oh.
But that is pretty much going to be dealing with people of business. So, the guy that's essentially a cab driver isn't going to be able to help you out a whole lot if you only know English. Did you guys have any questions on the map or on Shanghai before we dive in?
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get the map that was published by the Shanghai newspaper. Newspapers apparently are not the best map makers. I do have two things I wanted to verify before we dive in. The first one was, I don't think any of you were planning on trying to bring any firearms in.
Well, our weapon master isn't here. The master of arms is not present.
Were any of you who are not Father Sully planning on bringing in firearms?
No.
Okay. And you guys had a bit of discussion about what you were doing with occult and mythos tomes and artifacts that you had secured. What had you decided you were doing with them?
Well, I told you I was making copies, not of the tomes, but of
Yeah.
all the clues and sending them back to New York.
Right.
So that's my...
Well,
And some books.
most of those stuff we
We're going to leave
had
it all
been
in
put
Egypt.
in the shipping container. Was that staying in Egypt?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the exception of the books that we were reading.
Okay.
And the clues and stuff.
The statue that I found,
Which one was that?
the one that looks like this,
Okay.
I'm keeping it with me.
Excellent. Always a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to walk up to rando people on the street and say,
Do you know what this is?
do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and
That's
Savior
it.
Cthulhu?
Okay. Well, if you're not carrying any weapons,
I have a knife. Does that count?
no, that's more a tool than a weapon, honestly.
Sword cane.
Fairly well concealed, right? Yeah. So you guys are able to make your way into Shanghai without issue. You pass through customs, make a couple of small bribes, but you have the funds to afford it, so it's not really an issue. And you check into a hotel within the International District, I assume.
Yes.
What are you planning on doing after you check in?
Well, we have two main clues right now. We have the matchsticks for the stumbling tiger, which seems to be, well, it says Shanghai Fun and Friends, so probably a bar or a gambling house or something like that,
Or a whorehouse.
or a whorehouse, right?
Flower Girl House.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And the other one is a name on a shipping manifest, which is Ho Peng, maybe. Import,
Could
export.
it be Ho Feng?
Could be Ho Feng. Let's see.
Hopefully it's near the Putong Wharf, because I want to go to the Putong Wharf.
My suspicion is if the name Ho Feng is written by Carlyle or by Gavignon, then he's probably up to no good. So I don't think we should do or go to Ho Feng right now. I think we should sort of like maybe investigate who he is before we just go like, "Hi, do you know Jack Brady?"
So this trip, are we going to use fireworks to burn the buildings down?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's also a lot of like political turmoil going on in Shanghai in the 20s, so maybe we can hire some thugs to burn it down for us.
I think like Shanghai always has some weird political intrigue, like since it's ever been there. So.
Well, there's still a Chinese emperor or something like that. I don't know the history that well.
Yeah.
I think that once we get settled in the hotel under our assumed names, of course.
Oh, you know what? Did I give you? I did stamp your guys' passports for
Yep.
China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask one other question. Do you have the calendar? I don't know if Nate sent that.
You know what? That might be in Nate's actual folder for his character.
Okay.
I don't have that.
All right. That's quite all right. Just wondered if we had the exact date of today?
No.
Okay, that's all right.
Look like it.
We'll figure it out. So I'm just gonna pretend that today is Tuesday, and you guys, we can retcon that to be whatever the date was, because I know we had written that down on the calendar previously.
Which is this session 15 or 14?
Nope. I think it's actually 16.
That's what I thought too.
Though session 15 was really just a lot of us talking.
Oh, okay.
So
I have some lost time then. It's got to be aliens.
Usually.
I would like to go check out that place.
this place,
What's it called?
Stumbling Tiger.
Stumbling Tiger.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot to start.
agree.
I think our focus should be finding Brady.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Samus?
I'm along for the ride. I don't know any landmarks. I don't have any museums I want to check out because I don't know if there are any.
There is a Shanghai museum, which is fairly substantive, actually. And there is one other item of note that I'm pretty sure Mustafa would have checked out on the way in, and that is the one English newspaper is the Shanghai Courier. That's published in the International District. Since you're the one who's handled most of the clipping work, I thought you would be interested in knowing that fact.
Well, we could, since as far as we know, nobody knows we're here, and we haven't killed anybody yet.
Yep. Been here for an hour. We're
We're
good.
off to a good start.
Right. Yes.
What's the name of that newspaper again?
The Shanghai Courier. C-O-U-R-I-E-R.
We could-
Written on the map.
We could actually
Yes.
take a tour of the city.
It's right there on the map.
Mustafa has not ever been to Shanghai, nor has Tom. So,
So,
this is pre-Japanese invasion.
oh yeah.
So, I'm guessing it would be relative. And they, this was after the Boxer Rebellion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So one other thing that's of note then that you guys would have picked up on in the course in short order is that it's kind of common for there to be middlemen who help foreigners find their way through the city. People who do that are called compradors, and they're basically kind of a cultural translator and a guide. I don't know if you're interested in obtaining one or not, but this would be basically just a person who would help you find your way around the city and help you in dealing with people who didn't speak English or who didn't speak English well.
We need a short round. That's what
Essentially, yeah.
well, there's probably some skulking around our hotel, I would imagine.
Well, if you ask at the desk, they recommend a man by the name of Li Wenchang.
Is it, what do they call him?
Confidor?
Comprador, C-O-M-P-R-A-D-O-R. Basically, any kind of business dealings between the natives and the Europeans.
Li what? Li Ho.
Li
Wen.
Wenchang. So, and again, this is last name first, or surname first, so Li is his family name. Wenchang is his.
Okay. I mean, this sounds as good as anything.
At least until he shows up. So I think he has like 8 more languages to pick.
Well, also, we're gonna get gouged on prices, but if we have somebody to mitigate for us, that will ease the price gouging quite a bit. There's always 2 prices. There's the
Hopefully we don't have to
Gaijin
kill him.
price and the local price. So.
Well, then, do you ask the front desk to send him up?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he comes into the room. So good to meet you. What brings you to Shanghai?
Business.
Ah, very good. What sort of business are you in? I have some contacts in the business community here.
Import, export.
Ah, very good. Very good. Then you will no doubt be dealing with Lo Fang.
And religion.
Oh, well, of course.
Who are
Yes, I am a Methodist myself.
Hmm.
And you?
I am a Muslim.
Ah, I see.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, should I schedule an appointment to meet with Ho Fang? Is that your first priority?
No, actually, our first priority is just to familiarize ourselves with this magnificent city.
Ah, very good, very good. What areas did you wish to see? The International District? The French District?
I find the French revolting, to be honest.
So many non-French do.
Yes. We would like to see all that we can, and all that is interesting. And what we have seen so far of this beautiful city is delightful, if not smelly. So we would like to see more.
All right, well, shall we start with dinner?
Dinner would be wonderful. Are we ready for dinner?
I'm starved.
I'm guessing it's like some formal dining.
It can be.
White coats and black ties.
It can be, if that's what you prefer.
Yeah.
Sure.
Uppity dinner.
So yeah, we'll take you to a very nice restaurant. You have a thoroughly enjoyable meal, encountering several foods that you have never seen before. I won't delve into too much detail, but
I want some dim sum.
well, that wouldn't have been. That would be probably more lunchtime.
Okay. Something fishy then.
No doubt.
Fishy indeed.
I'm certainly gonna find fresh catches here without any issue at all. There are actually quite a few islands just off the port of Shanghai. Quite a bit of fishing happens in those islands, and because of that, there's always a variety of different fresh catches.
Is there a perhaps we could see some more of the city by boat? Is there like a boat tour?
I can arrange one for you.
I think that would be. What do you guys think? I mean, I like hanging out in restaurants and drinking booze, but
Hanging out with Gilligan and the gang isn't bad either.
I mean, I shape this. How about a local bar?
are you familiar with this place?
What place is that?
The Stumbling Tiger?
I have heard of it. Are you sure you wish to go there? It is not in the best district, near the docks, where near the factories of what used to be the American concession.
We don't mind getting punched in the face once in a while.
I do.
Or beat with club with spikes.
I also am not a fan of that. Perhaps
They're kidding.
I am.
Perhaps we need a new guide.
Perhaps.
He said perhaps. Oh.
Um,
We'll protect you. You'll be fine. I won't while you're Samus has you.
This guy can really take a punch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
Yeah, we would like to see, perhaps take a taxi around the water district.
I can arrange for that. Well, which do you prefer, the
Go to the
bar
stumbling.
or the?
They're both on the way, right?
Well, the water taxi would be a bit out of the way, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to the hero first and have a couple.
All right,
Get some hepatitis and get in a fight, and then.
as you wish.
There's no African themed bars or districts or anything, right?
No. Is that what you're looking for?
Just curious.
All right. If you have an exotic need, I'm sure we can find something to accommodate it.
Yeah, some Egyptian cultists killing each other, sacrificing each other. Does that sound like a fun time?
Yeah.
Not familiar with any place like that, but I could ask around.
I'm sure we'll find it if we want to or not, eventually.
I see.
I think they've had too much to drink.
Your type of business sounds very different from most of my clients.
He's just negative Nelly. Don't pay attention to him.
Yeah. He had a hard time on the boat.
He did.
I see.
And he's wanting to put us back on the water.
Well, I would kind of like to see what our options for the import-export business are. So, but
I'm sure you can import or export some pandas.
That is very frowned upon.
A part of our tour here is that we're also looking for maybe a
It
place
just
to
clicked
set
in
up
my-
some
Just delayed reaction. I'm
have some
sorry.
property. So if that takes us to the dock districts, we'd like to see it.
Well, the property is available there. The values are certainly not high.
we have an old associate also that last time we heard may or may not be hanging out at this Stumbling Tiger. So that's why we're going.
Oh, and what is his name?
Jack.
Does Jack have another name?
It is Big Jack. He's a sailor.
It is a common name.
Yeah.
Probably not for Europe.
No, but if I go into a bar and ask for Lou here, I will get a few responses.
Should be down. Big Jack.
All
Big-
right.
Red-headed Irishman.
I do not know anyone that fits that description, but I can ask around if you would like.
Some people call him Steamer Jack. Some people call him Red. So
I will ask. If I can find someone by that name, I will make sure they have your contact information.
yes, he's sort of what I call an advanced scout. He's been here for some time and inquiring in the.
Do you
local-
know if he had hired a comparando? A comprador?
I do not know. He has spent much time here in Shanghai, so he may even speak the language. I do not know for sure.
I see. Very good then. So, by this point in the conversation, you've reached the Stumbling Tiger. You see the sign hanging out front, which has the same logo as on the matchbook there, the tiger kind of tripping over his own feet. And Lee is uncertain if you want him to come in or not.
What kind of people are coming in and out? I'm guessing like it's an international crowd of like sailors and stuff.
So you're in the international district. It is sailors, and it looks like it's mostly European when you kind of look in through the window. Though there are a few. The guy working the bar looks to be of mixed ancestry, and there are a few Europeans sitting inside and a few Asians sitting inside as well.
I'm gonna take my tie off.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll loosen like the button on my.
sure. There are no women inside.
There's no ladies, or there's no women.
There's no women.
Okay. Let's go in.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
So, heading in, it's a single room. It's kind of a large room. Kind of has a dank, musty smell in the air. Everything kind of has that layer of worked in grime and grease on all the counters and the floor. The walls are painted institutional green, and there's some prints up on the wall of Chinese songstresses and film stars, and the prints are kind of in a faded pink and green. There's cigarette smoke filling the air and ashtrays that are overflowing all over the place. There's spittoons on the floor, and you want to make sure you step at least a foot away from the spittoons at all times, because people don't seem terribly accurate with using them. You can see that there's a sign marked toilet in the back with another door. There's just the one. And Rose, as someone with medical experience, this place just screams TB to you.
Don't touch anything.
I'm gonna go lick the bar.
There's only about 4 people inside. Leaning over the bar, there's one guy who's just about passed out with his drink clutched in his hand, and he's singing something in what you're pretty sure is Japanese. There's 2 guys sitting over at another table talking quietly amongst themselves. They look to be European. And there's the bartender who's cleaning the glass behind the bar, and the rag and the glass look way cleaner than you would expect them to be in this place. The bartender is you can see he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. It's slowly burning, and he looks like he's got a mix of Asian and European features. Dark hair that's parted neatly in the face, but is neatly in the middle. His face is a little bit rounder, though.
Gin is what I will be drinking, sir.
Yeah?
You speak
Straight
English?
up?
Straight up.
And the rest of you?
How heavy is his accent?
I have the same.
He's actually speaking English with maybe a very slight Scottish accent.
Okay.
2 gins.
I won't drink anything.
Oh, lighten up, Kobo. I had a drink.
You don't drink, I don't get paid.
Lighten up, Kobo. I had a drink.
How's the Singapore sling here?
Finest in town.
Give him a Singapore sling, okay?
Alright.
A whiskey.
Sets up a whiskey for you. 2 gins for each of you, and makes a major production for you. And you end up with a glass that's kind of
They have ice here.
Should ask for a gin.
Yeah.
Drink it. You have to drink it now.
I have to.
You have to.
I can knock it off the thing onto the floor.
He'll just make you another.
When he walks away,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask Declan, well, you're the private investigator. How we go about finding Mr. Brady? I mean, we could make an announcement to the bar, but I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I don't think so. I think we should start with small talk. We should get, maybe this guy will trust us.
The
Do we know the
bartender.
name of his boat? He was on a boat.
Who is
Do we know anything? We have a photograph of a boat.
Yeah,
Right?
we do.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever figure out the name of that boat?
Oh, can we get to see the photograph?
Mm-hmm.
I have no ice cream. No more food.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think we got a name of the boat.
Can I see your magnifying glass?
Well, the boat name is covered by a sail.
So Lee is waiting outside for you guys.
Okay. Dar something.
Well, we know that Elias was here because he got the match book.
That's kind of why I wanted to go on a tour, a boat tour, see if we could find maybe see this ship.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The man that's half passed out on the bar has started singing a bit louder in Japanese. It's kind of a sing-song tune. In fairness, you're assuming it's a sing-song tune. He couldn't really carry a song in a bucket. It's just kind of a lilting and occasionally rasps into some drunken coughing.
This is a pretty big ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the size of a naval frigate. It's got a British flag on it. Dar. Wonder. Perhaps we could tomorrow. We could find someone maybe in a registrar's office. Maybe we could go through they should have a relatively comprehensive, if not a list of ships that are in port, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, if it's like, maybe it's Ho Fang's boat. I mean, he's got to have a boat if he's in the import-export business.
Well,
I mean, don't you think they'd have some kind of a cargo ship of some sort?
this doesn't. This is not really a cargo boat.
Oh, was it more like a yacht?
If it's a yacht, it's a big yacht.
It's a steam-powered yacht.
Yeah, with sails.
It's also British, though, so, I mean, we can always go to the British Embassy.
We could do that, but I don't know if what the significance of this boat is. If that's
Yeah, right. It could just be a picture of the water side.
Perhaps maybe that's how Mr. Brady got here, or he's working on this boat, or
Are you guys having this discussion in character at the bar?
yes.
Why would Elias come here? I mean, maybe we should ask him about Elias. Not.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
Do we have a
that's
picture of Elias?
We have a dead
not
picture.
alive.
You,
There's no picture in a dust jacket on one of his books.
Probably.
you guys do have a dust jacket. Yeah, I think you also have a what you know about your good friend Jackson Elias handout, which does have this picture on it.
What does it? No, unfortunately there's no picture on the sleeve. I don't see another picture in here. Oh, which one? Maybe it's on a... No.
It's a piece of paper like that.
Oh, maybe it's not in this file.
I don't want to start asking.
I don't want to... Yeah, I don't think we should mention Jack yet. Because if people are after him, we don't know who we can trust, really. But...
Could ask people if they know the bartender, if he knows our friend.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's safer.
Okay.
And that at least let us know that if there's something going on. I mean, clearly he was here. So... Yeah, alright. Well, I'll get the bartender's attention, I guess. Ask
Okay.
for another
You
whiskey.
need a refill?
Yeah. Got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll also sort of like fan... Well, one of the things that we would have done is we would have exchanged our currency with
We'll
whatever.
do that when we get off the boat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not going to be a problem. The yuan
Yuan
is
or something?
yeah, yuan is the common currency, but it's pegged to the value of $1. So $1 is 2 yuan. Mexican silver dollars are actually very common currency as well, and they're popular just because they're silver. U.S. $20 gold coins are also a very well received currency, in large part because they're gold.
So maybe
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll pull out a 10 yuan note.
Yeah.
Sort of slide it across the table for my
That's an
probably
awful lot of drinks.
it's actually for an answer. Some months ago, maybe you heard the name of Jackson Elias, African American
be.
fellow.
Got a lot of sailors in here.
He wasn't a sailor. He was an author.
Yeah, maybe he was asking a lot of questions about weird things going on.
Shanghai does have a lot of weird things happening here.
Whatever the weirdest thing is, he would have been interested in it.
You're looking for this man?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Well,
Yes, we're looking for him.
or anybody he may have met.
Do you have a picture of him?
Yes.
I do. I don't know if he'll like it.
Which one do you show him?
Well, I
The
can't.
dead one.
I can't actually find the picture.
But the one with the thing carved in his forehead?
Yeah.
I can find that
I
picture
can't.
for you.
I have that one, but I can't find any other picture of him.
It
I know he
doesn't
had one.
look like you're going to find this man again. He doesn't seem to be in very good health in the picture.
Well, I mean, before let's rewind for a second. Let me see if maybe I missed it. Can't seem to find any other picture.
It's okay. Get the gist.
Okay. Well, we're really looking for somebody you may have been talking to. But if you've seen this man,
It's possible, but he might have come in once and spoken with somebody. I don't know.
do you think you remember anything at all? And even the smallest detail may help us quite a bit.
Why is it you're looking for him? You said he appears to be dead. Why are you trying to find him now?
Well, we're looking for an associate of his.
Ah,
We're trying to figure out what happened to you. Other than being dead.
You're trying to solve his murder?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assess this guy's honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Can I spend a...
You don't need to spend a point. It's good. You don't. He honestly seems a little confused at the moment. You get the impression he may know more than he's admitted to, but it seems like he wants to know more about what your motivations are before he shares anything.
We were friends of his. He was killed. And we have tracked his, we believe, his killers to Shanghai.
Oh.
We think he met somebody here, a friend. And we're trying to get some more information, and we think this friend might have that info.
And this friend could be in danger.
Yeah.
And we would certainly make it well worth your while any help you could give us.
The bar closes 2 a.m. Come back then when we don't have to worry about being overheard.
Thank you.
Do that.
Is there anywhere you can recommend that we can have a drink and a dinner?
Well, you could have a drink here. But if you want a meal...
Or a third meal, actually. We're hobbits.
He rattles off names of a couple of restaurants and points down the street to them. Says, how much do you want to spend?
I don't know. We want to try some local food.
Yeah. We're here for fun, but not fun.
Do you here looking for a murder and that's fun?
No. We would like to... we wish we could have come to Shanghai under better circumstances, but we would like to sample the local.
Well, you probably, if you really want local cuisine, you want to get out of the international district and into the Chinese district.
Well, we have a compatador.
Oh, then he's going to give you a better recommendation than I am.
Well, we will be back at 2 then. And your name was, sir?
Oh, Fergus. McChum.
Fergus McChum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will shake his hand, and there is a 10 in my hand. Also.
Very good.
Fergus McChum.
Fergus McChum.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wonder why maybe we should ask Lee if Jackson had what is Lee called? A guide?
Comprador?
Comprador.
Let's see if Jackson had a comprador when he came. Maybe Lee can find out and maybe find out some information from his comprador. Where he went, who he's seen, if there's anybody around still that he did see.
That is a great idea.
We don't know where Jackson stayed, though.
You know who would be
We can ask
really
Lee,
good at
because
this?
Lee might know Lee might know all of them. He might know. He might be in with it. He's one.
There are thousands of
Oh.
them. It's not like a network.
Like
Do
a
we have
small
any idea where
community
Jackson
house.
may have stayed? Or
Well, he was here,
Yeah.
so
Well, you can
it's
telegram New
it's
York and
local.
ask them.
It's like
Just ask the publishing house. Where was he staying?
Yeah, we could do that.
Send a telegram.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys look at this map at all?
No, not that one.
There's a ship course plotted from Manila going all the way up past Japan, and then there's a circled area that says volcanic activity,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got the ship course plotted by days, like what day they marked an X every day that they took a reading of their. I'm just showing you that there's like a whole bunch of information on this map.
Uh-huh.
I was in the Navy. I know how to read that.
I wanted to show you the big black circled area, just in case.
Oh, the one that's big black. Circle.
Yeah.
Is there any newspapers or anything like that we can grab while we're waiting?
Yeah, you can find a copy of
Shanghai Courier.
the Shanghai Courier.
Yeah. I'll look for something like that.
Sure. Yeah, there's a newsstand you walk past and grab a copy of that.
Yeah.
It's not a real thick newspaper. It's only about a dozen pages, but it is a daily.
Okay. I'll just carry it under my arm until we find a place where I can read it. It's my downtime, I guess.
Also,
Yeah,
it looks
see?
like they were looking for something.
You start
Yeah, 'cause there are a lot of like circling, like they're not going in a straight line. Or
you start flipping through the paper,
Oh. What?
and this ad kind of catches your eye.
This is generally not what
Not allowed our fate to open.
cargo ships do.
I don't know if you want to share that with anyone.
We can always get our fortunes read by Mr. Lung.
we could have always used the Ouija board to figure out where we were going. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But some ideas got shot down.
As they
Hey.
always do.
You
For some
are
reason, I don't know why.
you are more than welcome to crack out the Ouija board whenever you want.
I'm not putting my hands on it.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, I did it when I was a kid, but I mean,
Excuse me.
I don't want to know what the, or see the worst that can happen.
I don't want to even be in a room with somebody's using a Ouija board.
But Jackson could tell us where to go from beyond the grave.
This is a heavily fished area, though. I mean, do you think that
So
could
can I
maybe
just
mean
ask, like, about Brady and be like,
that
well,
maybe
he's
just
my
a dangerous
brother's
location
friend.
to avoid because of recent
Who are
activity?
you asking?
Well, the ship course
Lee.
circled around in
Now, or are you
that
going
area
to wait
for
till you
some
come back?
reason.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
Wait,
Lee,
we're
the,
with Lee now, aren't
your
we?
comprador Lee.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
see
sorry,
the
who are you asking?
navigational plot?
Yeah.
Brady? What is this? What's his first name? Brady? What's Brady's first name?
Carlisle?
No, Jack Brady.
Jack Brady?
I do not know the name. Would you like me to ask around about it?
No. I was just wondering if you did. My brother knew him.
Oh, who's your brother?
Joe
Joe.
LaCroix.
I do not know that name either. How long ago were they here?
Oh, when was it?
We don't even know when Jackson was here. It could have been like a couple years ago or something. I don't know.
Well, we could,
Yeah, I'm really not sure. We travel.
Within the last couple of years, you said.
I would say.
Are you sure you do not want me to ask around?
No.
All right.
oh, unfortunately, this letter's not dated.
So where are you guys heading? You said you were walking out. You heading back to the hotel, or are you?
What time is it?
You had dinner already. You probably had late-ish dinner, and then you hit this place. It's probably about 10:30 at night.
How lively is Shanghai?
So you're in the docks neighborhood. It's fairly lively. There's sailors coming and going.
Okay.
I mean, we could continue to drink. We could take a.
We could take a tour to the volcanic area. I'm sure that's a safe.
That's what it looks like. It's
we could
a couple
ask.
hundred miles away.
We could ask some sailors if they
Why
know
are
what
you
the-
interested in the volcanic area?
It's on the map. That's where we're gonna die.
So it's Bermuda Triangle. but
Yeah.
We're not going there.
We could ask some sailors if they know what that ship is. You know who would.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Which
I like it.
We have a photograph of the ship.
We
You
just
can
have a
show it to
photograph?
them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
You
guess
can
we
show them.
do.
Say, "Where's this ship at?" I like that idea.
All right. So you guys started.
Am I the only one that's ever hung out in bars in the Far East?
No, I smoke.
For
Oh,
God's
well,
sakes?
yes. I've never been. I'll stop there. But I did smoke and I hang out in bars. But
Oh,
yes,
okay.
not in the Far East.
I tend
East
to
side
stick
of
to
Cleveland,
the
maybe.
corner
But
and not talk to people. So
Same difference.
that's a difference.
Hong Kong.
East 25th.
Yeah.
Asia Town. Yeah. So you're you're just kind of meandering through the area.
I'd like to find out what the name of that ship is, and if anybody knows where it's at.
Who has sense trouble?
Why would we not ask our guide instead of just asking strangers on the street that might be like, "Oh, wait, we gotta follow these guys. They're asking questions now."
Well, our guide's not a sailor.
Our guy's
Well, he's
a
not,
sailor.
but he might know where the ship is too if he's from there. And this is the.
Every time we mention the docks, he kind of poo-poos the idea. I think Mr.
Lee.
Mr. Lee is kind of, a scaredy cat. You can ask him. He probably thinks we're crazy.
he's probably just interested in like people saying safe.
Right.
Not necessarily like, yeah, take us to the worst part of town.
Right.
I don't want to go there.
We want to
Find
get,
a new person to take.
shanked and
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
And molested.
You don't need his help with that.
Right.
Um,
Ask him.
Does anyone have sense trouble?
Yes.
Yes.
I assume there's always trouble.
Yeah.
How many
I think we all do. I have
ranks
those.
do you guys have?
A lot.
3.
3,
5.
5,
I've got
So
4.
I've got 4.
4. Okay. Who said 5?
Me.
All right. As you guys are walking around discussing whether or not you should ask random people on the street questions, and Lee is kind of trying to say, maybe we should go back to the hotel. I can show you some much nicer parts of town. You notice that you're being followed.
We're being followed.
Who's got grapple?
It's the guy in the bar that was singing and drunk.
Does he still appear to be drunk?
He's kind of stumbling along the sidewalk, but he seems to be following you.
Let's duck in the alleyway and talk to him. Let's get him.
Okay, here's the protocol.
And
When we're being followed, we split up.
Yep.
Why? Just dunk in the alley and grab him.
Are you new here?
No, I've just been saying I've been new for the last since we started.
He's
How
got to
far
follow.
away?
I told you I hang out in bars on the east side of Cleveland, not
How far away is he?
the Near East, not the Far East.
the Near East.
Is he like-
Yes.
10 feet away? Is he 50
9.
feet away?
He's about half a block away.
Oh, half a block. Okay, so
But
Okay.
he's coming your way, and Rose, you actually notice when you see him, you don't think he's that drunk. You think he's faking it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a sword cane. Does anybody else have
He's
it?
probably got a samurai sword.
That's all
He wins.
right. I will duck into the next alley if you guys continue. Maybe make
like in between.
bump into each other. So I'll get a little bit ahead of you, and then you guys kind of bump into each other, and I'll duck into the alley. And then when he goes past, I'll get behind him, and you guys turn around, and we'll see what's up.
That's fine.
Then we do the powwow.
I'll sort of read.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's how it works.
Yes.
Okay?
I'll direct Lee
That's seasoned like you
like
all.
like I'm a dumb tourist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, what's that over there? And
Sure.
sort of like lead him in a
Yeah.
direction that will make like a good spot for this kind of an ambush.
Okay. So the three of you are wandering off with your comprador, and you're ducking into an alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit ahead of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna, when I get even with the alley, they're gonna do like a Chinese fire drill with our guide,
Sure.
and just kind of duck in the alley. I'm gonna kind of find a shadow
Mm-hmm.
and wait for this guy to pass.
Okay. humor me and give me a stealth roll.
I'm gonna spend a point.
All right.
5.
Okay. You feel that you are one with the darkness.
Oh,
He did it. Yes.
And so you guys head on down. After they keep walking. It's about 5 minutes later. This guy just drunkenly stumbles past your alley.
okay. I'm gonna let him get a few steps
Mm-hmm.
ahead of me, and I'm going to quietly
Excuse me.
walk in behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to, while I'm in the shadow, being one with the darkness, I'm going to loosen my sword cane.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to the flea market last weekend, they had sword canes. I did not buy one. I kind of wish I would have. They were kind of
They're awesome.
You
the
so should have bought it.
well. I mean,
you
I
need
think
the cat too. There was cats instead of the table.
that would be kind of cool. And a fez. Had I seen a fez and a sword cane, I definitely would have got it.
There's a booth at Gen Con that sells Gamer Geek fezzes. They're kind of awesome. You can get one with Cthulhu on it.
Oh my! You're going right. You are now.
I think they sell online. I'll send you the wet link.
Okay.
I think me and Carlos
This
might
is
run
speaking
down
of
there.
our, product placement moment for the episode. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will tell you my affiliation with Yoo-Hoo has brought a whole lot to the table. So, yeah.
I'll slow
Back
down.
to what you were saying.
Back to the real life.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still kind of keep an eye out, and when I see like this unfold and you walk past where he was hiding,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start slowing down to sort of
Okay.
like close that gap between
Sure.
us.
Yeah, I think we all are going to start slowing down now because that's the goal anyway, right?
Sure. And
When he is equidistant between
Yeah.
myself and them, I will draw on him and take 2 steps forward, and I will say, "Reach for the sky."
awesome. So that's definitely an intimidation kind of thing. And I'm looking to see what skill you would use for that.
How about intimidation?
Well, intimidation is actually an investigative skill. And yeah, that seems fair. You've got intimidation?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't need to spend a point of that. He raises his hands cautiously and kind of weaves in place a little bit. Oh, what's wrong?
Why are you following us?
I'm not following anyone. I'm just trying to get back to my... You put the cold steel against the back of his neck? Or...
I'm going to flick one of his buttons off.
Well, I thought you were behind him.
No. He's... Okay. When I said reach for it,
Okay, I thought you were behind him when you said that.
I
My
actually
apologies.
was.
Okay.
He was facing them, so
Mm-hmm.
I will. What I would do. What I would do is I will put it on his rest it on his shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and I will use the my offhand,
Mm-hmm.
like the cane part, to
Mhm.
like maybe move his coat or whatever to see if he's armed,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. While these guys are.
We'll turn around after we
Sure. Yeah. You see
approach.
Mustafa basically mugging this drunk.
But I say you're not drunk.
So you're coming close enough to be able to speak to him?
I'm with him.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to say you're not drunk.
Okay, so you guys are
Stop
currently
the
wandering the streets of Shanghai.
Okay,
You
sounds about
stopped in at the Stumbling Tiger Bar,
right. Perfect.
and then you've already hired a guide. And as you were leaving the bar and looking around at other areas, noticed somebody was following you. And right now, Mustafa's in the process of mugging him.
Okay.
Also, before we go further, can you please I don't think you made a psychoanalysis roll last week specifically for Dr. Alexander. I'm assuming Dr. Alexander is going to cooperate with psychoanalysis.
How so?
You're not going to actively try to prevent her from curing you.
Oh no! If it's curing, if it's anything else, I may prevent it.
No, she's going to try to treat you.
I'm just trying to
stabilize your issues.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Took him off the drugs and he's awake now. So I got a 6.
All right. Tell me about your stability and your sanity. How many points you're down of each?
I am down.
Sorry to interrupt the.
That's fine. I'm going to go
I have
grab
to
something
go-
to drink.
Go to the Tinkle
Let's
House.
see. How many points I spent, right?
Well, how many are you down from what you spent?
So I had 10 stability.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 6.
So you're down 6.
Yeah.
And how much sanity did you start with, and how much are you down?
Sanity was, I think I started at the max, which is what, 10?
Sure.
I'm down to 7.
Oh, okay. So you get your 6 points of stability back.
Okay.
You do not recover any sanity, but you are feeling, after quite a few sessions over the course of it's about 3 weeks. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how long we had said it was going to be?
We had one planned week off, then we had one accidental week off, and then we had one discussion.
No, I'm talking about how long the journey was from London to
Well, it was
Shanghai.
9 days from
London
to
Egypt.
And then you never told us the exact amount that was arranged.
Okay, I thought I had told you. That's why I was asking.
I thought you were going to roll for it or something.
And I may have, but okay.
So I was going to read one of these books in that time, or is that
Yeah.
impossible?
It would have been possible if you hadn't been receiving psychotherapy the whole way.
Okay.
So probably not. You were
Okay.
probably focused.
I didn't have
on,
any downtime. It was all 100% just getting myself together.
Not downtime. I feel like trying to read a mythos tome while receiving therapy
I understand
would
exactly what you're
reduce the
saying.
efficacy of the therapy.
I understand what you're saying.
All right.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I think you said that it was 2 to 4 weeks total journey time.
I
And then
feel like it came out at 22 days plus the 9 days, but I could
Well, we
be
had
wrong.
bad weather from London to...
Yeah, you did.
On a side note, I'm really disappointed in how some of these guys treated me when I was going through my issues. And you're a good guy.
I didn't do anything.
No, you're my friend, dude. Some of these guys, that one in particular, this one a little bit. That one in particular, I'm a little bit. I don't drugging me and keep me sedated is not okay.
All right.
So I keep my mouth shut, but I'm
Well, she's the one who gave you the therapy to stabilize you. So.
Right. I secretly hate her.
All right, that's fair. A lot of people feel that way about the therapists, I think.
It's fair. Sorry I was late. I had to do some real estate
I
stuff.
understand.
I'm going to write that for you to
Oh,
get rid of.
stuff to sell, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that the first edition?
I think so. 1982, I'm
It's
proud.
got the dice in it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may have to talk about
Sure,
that
yeah,
later.
if you wanted to before.
There you go. You
Before
got
Rich
it.
gets it, yeah.
That's
If you're,
right.
Let me take a look. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Got a nice little tan going there, Brockstar.
I actually got tan in Ireland, believe it or not.
Nice.
Global warming made the weather amazing there. Yeah, it was all like 70s and 80s and like sunshine.
It was pretty horrible here.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was really hot.
Did you happen to see the Cliffs of Moher?
It did.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you hop the fence? That
I did.
security fence there. The stones that are about that tall.
Yeah.
That don't step over
He
this.
said about 2 people a season die from taking selfies.
Sure.
Off of that. And he also said it was people go there to commit suicide
I can
because
see that,
it's a big. These cliffs are massive.
My cousin went there last year and
Yeah.
she posted and talked about that.
I know we're online. I shouldn't say stuff like this, but the best part of the trip, we went drinking with the IRA. So we did a political tour. So it was a political prisoner. So a guy that had been in the IRA he tried to kill a police officer, and they had a life sentence, and he served 16 years, and they let him out when the peace accords happened, basically. Because in 2002 the IRA called a ceasefire, and they've been at peace since. Yeah. And so he did this walking tour and took us all around and showed us where all the fighting was, and we went to the graveyards and saw the bodies and explained the whole scenario, what was really going on. And at the end, you end up in this pub called the Felon, and it was a bar that was owned by all the IRA guys that
Oh
spent
my
time in jail.
gosh.
Was this
And
in Belfast?
It was in Belfast, yeah.
That is amazing.
And so we got wasted with this dude. He was awesome. We ate dinner and just got drank Guinnesses with him and all his friends, and it was so cool.
You fall into so much shit.
It was
I
so
swear.
fun. And so then they sent us this other IRA bar, like a secret one in Dublin, called the Glimmer Man, and it was a really crazy cool bar
Wow.
too. But yeah, we had so much fun drinking with the IRA.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's epic. I'm sorry Sully missed that.
yeah, he would love it. I was thinking about that the whole time I was down there. We drove the whole island up to Belfast, over the Giant's Causeway, down to Derry. We did the Dingle Peninsula, saw the Star Wars huts where Luke
Awesome,
Skywalker's
yeah,
been living for all
yeah.
those years. That little island was right there. And
That's
then,
fantastic.
Yeah, head down to Cork and then kiss the Blarney Stone.
Because you needed that.
Yeah, I guess they pee on it at night. So I just
That's
made
the
sure
rumor, yeah.
that I was like number 600. So they kissed the first 600, kissed all the pee off, and then I Purelled my face. And then yeah, back up to Dublin, Guinness and Jameson, and headed home. It was a good 8th date.
Whatever it takes. All right. So we're just going to wait for Tom to come back so we can make sure Mustafa's present as he mugs this.
So do we have any time to go get supplies or anything like that, or have we? Or did we get any experience either? Was that
Yeah. So you guys got, I think, 5 XP.
And how do you spend that?
So it's 1 point per skill rank.
Okay. And you put it in
unless it's one that is a profession skill, in which case you get 2 points 2 ranks per point.
Okay. So we got 5.
Mm-hmm. And you can shuffle 2 points if you'd like as well.
Oh, I can move 2 points around. Okay.
Mhm. Just represents refocusing.
That's pretty cool.
And something that's already come up, the language in Shanghai is Shanghainese,
I could probably
which
speak
is
that.
a different spoken language than Mandarin.
Gotcha. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 2 more I can do.
Okay? It's up to you if you want to take it. But that is one of the reasons why you guys hired a guide, a comprador, because they're kind of experts at handling business negotiations between Europeans and natives. Did you guys have any questions on stuff that came up so far while we're waiting on Tom?
No?
Okay. All right. So, you've got your knife at the guy's shoulder. Or your sword at the guy's shoulder. You see that he is wearing a kind of a big old knife at his belt. What are you doing?
I will.
I don't know why you're following us.
Is it on my sword hand side or my free side?
On your free side.
Okay. I'm going to take your knife out of the sheath. You might get it back if you behave.
All right.
I'm going to reach down and pluck it out.
Sure.
Okay.
We saw you at the Stumbling Tiger.
I've been stumbling a lot of places.
What's your name?
You can call me Taro.
Taro?
Yeah.
You said Itaro?
No, just Taro.
Oh, Taro. Oops. Alright, Taro, so I'm going to ask you one more time. Seems like you've been following us.
I don't really want to have this discussion where people can hear us.
Let's step into my office.
Yeah, let's lead him to
The little
a
alley.
discreet alley.
Okay. You guys think you don't see anyone in earshot? You're asking about Jack Brady. How do you know him?
How do you know we were talking about him?
I'm not deaf.
He's a friend of ours. We've come a long way to find him. Do you know him?
I know of him. I've been hoping to track him down as well.
Why
What
is
do you
that?
want?
Why should I trust you? You are holding a weapon to me.
We don't know who we can trust.
Nor do I.
And we thought you were drunk. You appear to be sober enough to have information.
You appear to be drunk enough to think you can take me with that pointy thing.
I mean, you're following us, so you must want some of our assistance.
I told you, I also seek Brady.
Who do you work for?
At a large organization.
Do you do any side work? Perhaps we could make it worth your while to share some information.
Well, what's your
Do
organization?
you have information to trade?
Maybe. I mean,
Perhaps
it
you could
depends.
tell me who you work for.
We work for ourselves.
See. I work for the Navy.
I want to assess honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, roll.
Which
No, he's telling the truth.
which Navy?
Japanese Navy.
Do you wish him harm?
I think Brady and I might have some common goals.
Then that would probably align with our goals as well. I will lower the sword cane
Very.
and I will sheathe it
May I have my knife back?
when we part.
This
I
is
will
fair.
certainly give it back to you.
I want to ask him how long he's been here looking for Brady.
I've been looking for a few weeks. I had heard that he went to the Stumbling Tiger.
I'll hand him my honey knife. Just till you get yours back.
Very kind of you. He sheathes it in his belt.
Okay. When was the last time you seen him or heard about his whereabouts?
I think he's working with a fanatic militia, training on the south side of the river.
It's totally us.
They have a warehouse there on Chongshan Road. There's a lot of private soldiers in Shanghai, but
What do you? He's working with some fanatics. What kind of what?
well, I think they have political goals.
That are counter to the Japanese Navy.
Oh no. I think he has political goals. I think the group he works with have political goals that might nicely disrupt things, quite in keeping with the interests of the Japanese Navy.
I see. So the Japanese Navy is interested in helping him.
Japanese
So
Navy is interested in seeing if we can help, yes.
How much are they paying you, if you don't mind me asking?
Who needs to pay a man who has loyalty to his nation?
Well, I think we got a good ally.
Your English is very good.
My English is passable. I
So-
have been motivated to learn it.
Have you patrolled Chung Road?
Chongshan Road?
What is it again?
Chongshan, CHUNG-SHAN Road.
Chung Shan. Alright.
I think I have found the man who leads the militia there.
What is the name?
Don't know. I just know that every morning he goes to the autumn morning tea house.
Where's that?
Not far from the warehouse.
Okay.
What's the name of this fanatic militia?
I haven't confirmed it yet. I was hoping to find that out soon. Probably from your Jack Brady.
The governments that we represent are also interested in not keeping a peaceful Shanghai. If you know what I mean.
Good.
We also seek to keep business flowing, as do the Japanese.
This is what I prefer.
If the Chinese government tightens its grip on Shanghai, we will all lose.
Yes, we will. The city needs to remain unstable.
I think I got it.
But
How do we reach you if we have any information?
if you come by the Stumbling Tiger, I will likely be there most evenings.
Kind of like me at the Rowley.
What's that, your hole? I like that place.
What is it?
The Rally.
A Rowley.
Across from the Christmas Story House.
Ah.
You'd be surprised. You can actually rent the Christmas Story House as an Airbnb.
It is crazy expensive.
It's like $600.
Yeah.
But 4 or 5 of the people that I've talked to are really excited to bang in the Christmas Story House.
Because of course they are.
Yeah.
We used to drink beer in that back and, toss the bottles down in that backyard of that place. Before it was a Christmas Story House. It was a vacant house. Back in my kid days.
I do their fundraising race every year.
Mm-hmm.
We got the 5K and the 10K.
I lived right there for 14 to 2
December.
years.
Okay. Anyway, so
Okay.
So the Autumn Morning Tea House.
Yep.
I think the man's name that leads the group may be Chu Min.
Were there any other leads on Brady and where he went? Where
Do
he
not
would
know.
frequent?
Do not know. Anybody want to give me a sense trouble roll? So we're standing here in this alley having these
Sure.
conversations. Tell me if you're spending points.
I should have, but I didn't.
I am not. I already spent one. Oh, 6.
Okay.
I'm not.
4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
I know, you always sense trouble.
That's right. This is bad. I don't have to be aware.
If we're on the streets, it's bad.
All right. Cool.
Is poor Lee freaking out yet?
What is he?
Kind of. Yeah. He's standing at the entrance to the alley,
Shaking.
Yeah, pretty much. Wondering what sort of people hired him.
We better bump his pay up a little bit.
Yeah, we should also go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Let's get off the streets.
Okay.
And then at 2, we'll come back out.
I'll hand him a 20.
Which one?
Taro.
Okay.
The next round is on us.
Very good.
Thank you. And I'll hand him.
I look forward to hearing more if you find your friend. I would very much like to speak to him.
I will hand him his knife. But first.
I think your Jack Brady is working on developing some kind of weapon.
Okay, that's news to us.
Something powerful and new.
Remember we had schematics for a
deadly.
weapon? A bomb of sorts?
Oh,
A bomb?
rocket.
He's working on a bomb?
No.
No. It was a rocket.
What's a rocket?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. Oh yeah, we don't really know
Ixnay and the Ocket Ray.
I wasn't saying that out loud. That was.
Ropressor.
Oh,
page.
sorry, I assumed you were.
Yeah, I don't know what we actually. We don't know what it is because nobody has mechanical and or
I do.
any kind of engineering skills.
I do.
Oh hell!
Well, you know, they
Mechanical
had
repair.
rockets before World War One.
Yeah.
Rockets did exist.
Oh yeah, you didn't know any of this because you were out of your fucking mind by the time we actually discovered this.
Cray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at some
But you're
point,
saying now, so you might
Yeah.
look at that when you get. Yeah. You probably looked at that on the boat.
yeah, this is what it looks like.
It looks
Nate
like a
thinks-
rocket.
You can give a mechanical repair roll.
Yeah.
I would have spent the point.
Yeah.
6.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That looks like a rocket.
But what's the core? You know?
You
It
do
says
not
on the
know.
thing.
Yeah. Ra266 plasma. Does my character have chemistry? I do
I
not.
tried.
You might need physics for that.
Yeah.
It's not skill in here. Yeah, it is.
It
Don't
is
have that one either.
skill.
I'll hand him back his knife,
Okay.
and
He hands the one-armed man back his knife in turn.
it's just missing a hand, not a whole arm.
Thank you. That's right. I don't have a hand. I forgot about that.
We
Yeah,
would
we
have
gotta
bought
get
you.
you
A,
one
we
of
would have.
those,
We would have bought you a
I've got a hook.
prosthetic.
I got a hook.
Oh, you want a hook?
A straight up hook.
Hook
Yeah,
off.
sweet.
He was on a seagoing vessel. He totally
Yeah,
needed a hook.
Yeah. No, I've got a hook.
Cool.
An eye patch next.
I think maybe we should go back to the hotel.
I think we need to get out.
I think this will make Lee happy.
Are your spidey senses tingling?
Yeah.
This is a bad spot.
I love this character.
The half insane, one-armed academic.
All right. So yeah, you guys head back. Lee guides you safely back to the hotel, and he bids you a good night and heads to bed.
We'll give him some extra UN.
Okay. He smiles and nods and says, "What time tomorrow morning would you like?" Asks, "What time tomorrow morning would you like me to come by?"
We would like to go have some tea early. Do you know where the Autumn Morning Tea House is?
I do. Yes. Would you like to go there?
Yes.
What time?
He's happy to go there.
9-ish?
Certainly.
8-ish?
8.
8. I would say 8.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, what's the best time for tea?
Yeah.
Well, they start serving it at the breakfast hours, so you know, people are in as early as 6.
It's February, or actually it's
It's going to be late March, early April.
yeah. So maybe the sun is out a little early.
Okay, we'll do that. 8's fine.
8. Okay.
Okay.
Is there a hotel bar?
Sure.
Are there any sailors in there?
You're actually in a little too nice of an area for there to be
Well,
sailors.
what about not so much sailors, but sea captains or nautical? This is weird.
So you're not right at
I
the
spent all those
docks.
years as a sailor trying to pick up women. Now I'm trying to pick up sailors. This is a little weird.
Yeah, you got a kind of a nicer hotel in the International District, which isn't right by the docks. So
Okay.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of sailors in here.
Maybe like
If
like
you want to head back
an
to,
officer.
yeah, it's not unreasonable.
Dude, this is cool.
Yeah. Right.
So you see how it's going to work? So the way this works, it drops from an airplane. This is a tear line. So once it gets to a certain thing, it drops. The tear line, this tears, and this here is a trigger mechanism made out of radium that just drops right through here,
Okay.
plunges into. So this is a vacuum right here. Once it punctures this outer skin, it sucks it in real fast, and the radium hits this plasma center here, and it's gonna go.
So it's a bomb.
It's awesome bomb.
It's a dirty bomb.
Yeah. I don't think my character knows this, but I'm just looking at it. This is actually pretty well done. The thing on here, though, is this F. Herschel might be somebody you want to talk to that wrote the schematic.
It's in
We
Australia.
have
Yeah.
Yeah, we think
pretty sweet.
some of the components are being made in Australia.
Yeah. So were you there for when they found the factory that was making the components?
Physically
Dairy? Yeah.
or mentally?
Physically.
I think I was physically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Mentally,
No.
maybe not so much.
mentally,
we split
probably
up.
not.
Yeah,
But
we did split up at that
so they
point.
might have explained
Maybe
to
not
you
then,
that
yeah.
the components were. So there were fossilized versions of the components, and then they were newly made ones based on those fossils.
That's right. So it's sort of like being assembled at the manufacturing plant in London. And us three pretty much we did our best to wreck that place.
Mm-hmm.
But I took two of them, the ones that weren't reproduced
Weren't
yet. I took the
reproduced
old
yet, so-
versions.
Yeah, we took some original fossils, and then the manufactured ones. We threw like a ton of different acids and just try to destroy all the shit that was in a huge safe, and then sealed the safe with the acid inside, so the fumes just deteriorate anything that's inside of it. So we wrecked that. We wrecked the facility.
What did you do with the ones you took?
They're in the master trunk in Egypt.
Which is still in Egypt?
Yeah, we didn't
Okay.
bring anything with
Okay.
us.
Just want to make sure I knew.
And then
Can you say it one more time?
then a lot of documentation about stuff from Derby in Australia. And then last week we met to sort of discuss what we were going to do here. And I think like our plan is after Shanghai, Australia, back to Cairo, I think was the plan, but we can talk about that in another month.
We survive.
If we survive, right.
Yeah, no, that's a cool.
That's sort of it. And we were hoping that whatever we find in Derby will wreck the manufacturing plant that's actually making these components. And hopefully by us destroying what we did in London, delays the production of this bomb.
Well, the London area looked like the final assembly place. It wasn't the...
Yeah.
But you said that they were fossilized?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
there
were
were
old
some-
ones. See, there were two sides. One had like the old version, and one had the ones that were just made recently.
That we're machining the newer ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like using some fossil remains as like
Templates.
templates. Yeah, we didn't quite understand that.
Didn't one of those portraits send you guys back in time?
Well, that was me and the person that's not here.
So somebody could have got sent bombs back in time?
Well, the bombs looked like they were like tens of thousands of years old, so they came forward in time. They didn't travel through time like
Or they got sent
instantly.
back and then somebody dug them up.
I don't
That's
understand either. Just so you know.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, I don't know. We never really pieced together
When
anything
did this happen?
significance with the painter.
Cool.
Oh, the painter back in the...
Okay, so there's no nautical-looking guys in that hotel.
There are no nautical-looking guys in the hotel bar.
No Blackbeard's pirates. What are you looking for?
So you guys
I'm the only pirate.
came back to the hotel and just all headed into the bar?
I'm definitely drinking a lot more than I used to.
Well,
think I'm
I think
in
maybe we should discuss, what we're obviously going back to the blue parrot or whatever. the
Stumbling Tiger. When it closes.
So everybody's in the bar.
I was actually thinking about probably getting some rest
Okay.
and then getting up at 2, so I'm like ready to go.
So how late is it? Like,
It's probably about 11 by the time you guys get back to the bar.
I'll go to bed.
Or get back to the hotel.
Get my
Okay.
drinks,
Well,
say
the
my prayers
bartender
to the
wanted
Black
us
Pharaoh, and
get
go to sleep.
back there at closing, right?
Yeah, he wanted you to come back at 2 when they close.
Great.
It's cool, I'm better now.
Uh-huh.
Get my drinks, say my prayers to the Black Pharaoh, go to
Yeah.
sleep,
Well, he has a statue you could worship.
Nice.
It's hidden, right? It's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
I will. I'll have a quick gym and then I'll get like an hour's rest. Before we go back to the
Okay.
Stumbling Tiger.
All right. So yeah, you guys have a couple of drinks, get some rest. Probably leave at about 1:30. Is everybody going back to the Stumbling Tiger?
Yeah.
Rose, Alexander?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
All right, Samus. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, you guys all head back to the Stumbling Tiger. You do pass a few sailors on the way back. since you're heading back towards the docks district?
Well, it would be useless to show them this picture because it's dark.
It is.
So, that's something that we can do.
It's sort of like pretty random. Like, hey, have you seen this boat? Who the fuck are you?
And you get to the bar, and McChum is the only one in it. He lets you in, closes the door, locks it, flips the sign around. Tell me what you're looking for.
We're looking for news of our friend Jackson. Something he stirred up some trouble while he was here, and it ended up getting him killed. We'd like to find out why. Who he might have hung out with.
So I only saw him talk to one person here. It's a man by the name of Jack Brady.
I'm gonna whip out my reporter's notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Brady. That's interesting.
Haven't seen Brady for a very long time. I don't think he's in Shanghai anymore.
What makes you think that? Just because you haven't seen him?
He kind of drums his fingers on the countertop. He's doing this.
I give him... I'll start small. I give him a 2 UN. I give him a 10.
Man, you're fucking cheap, man.
I am.
We got Jackson's money, so...
If your information is
good.
good, if your information is good, there'll be plenty more.
Brady went to Rangoon. He's working on a deal. Someone called Charlie Gray. Gray's a big money man down there. I think it's got something to do with guns. I don't like to
Rangoon?
ask too much once guns start getting involved. There's some things just better off not knowing about.
That's where they make the good crabs in Rangoon.
Crab Rangoon's so good. Who's the guy that he met down there?
Charlie Gray.
Charlie
Rose,
Gray.
you think McChum's not giving you the full details, though? Fergus has a look about him that it's like he's trying to sell you something.
Right. Give me a hand job.
I'll do
Okay,
it.
let me do it.
Give him a hook job.
So then I'll ask him, what else? You're not being
What do you
honest.
mean, what else?
You're not being honest. There's more.
Alright. I really don't know where Brady is. But I think he's still in Shanghai somewhere. Guy's got a lot of friends. And I think he's keeping himself secret to protect us, not just to protect him.
So
There's
why?
people asking around about him.
You said us. Is he one of your friends?
Been a regular in the past. Call that a friend.
Is that why you lied to us?
Gotta protect the people who patronize the place, or else they stop patronizing it.
That's a good business model.
When was the last time you seen him?
It's been weeks.
Who else would hang out with him? Did he hang out with Brady?
There's a guy by the name of Chu Min.
Where do we find him? Oh, at the Autumn Morning Tea House.
There's a warehouse on the south side of the river, Shuangshan Road. He leads a militia there.
Perfect. What
What's
do you
it
know?
called,
The warehouse?
It's an empty warehouse, but it's on Shuangshan Road. CHUNG-SHAN.
What do you know?
If you see Jack, tell him he is right. There are people after him. We hoped to arrive here before those the British scallywags that are after him.
What road is the warehouse on?
Chung Shan.
If he would like to meet with us, we would like to meet with him also.
Where can we find you?
We'll check back
We'll
in
be
here.
back.
Where are we staying?
We haven't actually named the hotel.
We're not telling anybody where we're staying.
It's in the International District. Fairly nice hotel.
We are under assumed names.
We don't have 2 or 3 hotel rooms yet?
We possibly have.
I was just going to tell him where our hotel room was.
Oh, yeah, let's not do that.
I'm Dr. Alexander Stewart. I'm staying at the International. I'm just
That's,
kidding.
What do you know about the your patron Taro?
Who?
Some Japanese fellow that we saw when we first came in.
Drunk?
Yeah.
I think he's got more going on. Isoge Taro. I think he's with the Japanese Navy. He tries to hide it though.
I think everybody in Shanghai has a side hustle. We just assume.
It's a safe assumption. Are there other things are there others you're seeking here?
No. We
I don't know how much do you know about Shanghai.
our interests are
Bartender in the docks district. I hear a lot.
There is one more person.
our interests are counter to that of the perhaps some in the British and Chinese governments, and those are obviously who probably would want to get their hands on Mr. Brady. So
You ever heard of Ho Feng?
Don't say that name.
Huh?
Don't say that name. He starts looking around.
I start looking around. What?
So I take it that you know the importer?
He's more than an importer.
What?
He's a very dangerous man. Contacts throughout the international settlement. Untouchable by Chinese officials. He has a home in the French concession. It's like a fortress. You do not want to mess with him. He leads a cult.
That's exactly who we want to go talk to.
Excuse me? What sort of people are you?
What was his name?
Ho Feng?
Ho Feng.
We should
Yeah, he
we
was
should
the
have a
name
little
mentioned as an
sign
importer.
that says "out of character."
What about the warehouse? Do we know what happens in a warehouse?
Yeah. Out of character. He's building an army in the warehouse.
And is that what Chuman says too? Does he
We-
know about the warehouse?
We haven't met Chuman yet.
Or yes.
What does
McChum?
Big
Mr.
Chum. Is that what he said? What does he say about the warehouse? What is built there? And
He doesn't know.
he doesn't know. He's never been in.
What is Brady's relationship with the importer?
I don't think they have one. I can't imagine they would get along well.
Is
That's kind of a surprise.
is the importer pro-Chinese or Japanese?
He's very pro-Shanghai, and he's very pro his own cause.
The plot thickens. Well,
What is those? Are those all the things that have brought you to the city? You seek to find Jack Brady and go to war with one of the strongest men in the town?
no. We seek to
Like allies.
avoid war.
We like
Yeah.
allies to avoid war.
Yes. We'd like to find out what happened to our friend Jackson. That's why we're here. This is not the first time we've heard this name, Brady. Some of our enemies have been seeking him also.
He does not seem to be a man with vast assets, but he does seem to be a man with many, many foes.
That in itself can be an asset. And the enemy
It is an
of
asset I
my
hope to never happen.
the enemy of my enemy is also my friend.
I don't think it works like that.
My experience is not the same.
Well, we will be here at 11 tomorrow evening.
So make sure you get the ambush right.
I will do my best. Then I will see you then. If you have other questions, just order sake,
Saki?
and I will know to meet you when the bar closes.
Very well. Thank you, sir.
I'll order sake right now.
Like,
Let's get back to the hotel before we get stabbed.
Yeah.
Are we being followed?
you are not currently being followed.
So Shanghai, it's British, right? So there's again, you can't
The
walk
guy
around
with-
weapons and
So there's
Oh,
actually
this is Guitarro
several
or
different
Guitarro?
sections. There's the
Yeah.
international settlement, which is the British and American, and there's some other countries involved. There's the French concession, which is run
The
by the
brown
French.
down here is French. The pink right here is American.
Is that
This
the
is
pink,
the-
the international concession?
It says American.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. And that might be before the British and the American
can you,
merged.
you can't carry weapons in the city, right?
You're not supposed to bring weapons into the city.
Okay.
There's a lot of political turmoil going on in the city right now, like gang wars and a lot of political shit going on. So
probably
having weapons in Shanghai,
The actual shotgun in the hotel then.
Well, I don't think
I don't.
you guys didn't bring any firearms
I'm
in.
not sure if we would have been able to bring any.
Really?
Yeah.
But getting some while in Shanghai, probably not hard to do for me.
Yeah.
So what do we do with all our stuff then, though? The weapons we leave in London?
Egypt.
In Egypt?
There's
Everything that
storage
was
container
not-
in Egypt.
This is kind of like a side quest, so we only bought our
We're coming to get allies, basically. We're trying to get allies, I think, too. With
I'll ask the bartender guy, where can I buy a gun?
Well, don't try to go through your comprador that you brought in earlier. I assure you that's not your best approach.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
Anything that shoots bullets.
I'm sure I can find you something.
Cool.
Care to be a little more specific?
Sawed-off shotgun.
Certainly.
Perfect.
A pistol.
How much? Or money
Credit-
on the table.
Credit rating 5. What do you need?
So you drop $100 on the table, and he reaches under the bar and says, "I'll replace this one."
Thank you. And some rounds too.
Got 12 cartridges for it.
Cool. Something I can manage with one hand.
Sure.
I'll give him 100 too. So just like asking for a revolver.
Well, I only keep one gun in the bar, but I can have one for you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the circles are mile markers. Half mile, 1 mile,
You think
1.5
so? Because that
mile.
seemed awfully small
I don't know.
for a city of 1.6 million. I would think it's got to be
That's
more
not the whole
than.
city. That's only a little part of it.
Yeah.
yeah, it is only part of it. It's like,
Yeah, because these streets, that'd be about a mile.
You think so? It seemed awfully small to me.
well, when you can, yeah.
I don't know. Mile doesn't seem that far when you're walking it.
Is there a scale?
No,
You don't
there's
see
really
one?
nothing.
No, there isn't.
I mean, it could be mile markers, but maybe not a 1 mile scale. I mean, it's some.
It might not be British units, but I'm guessing it is.
When you get back to the
No, here it says half, 1, 1.5.
Yeah.
But there's no unit. I'm thinking it's miles. I don't think it's kilometers. I would assume it's British units. Because all the text on the map is written in English.
when we get back to the hotel, I'm gonna have a bath and go to bed.
Alright.
Wash.
How many rooms did you guys get?
I have my own.
Right.
Probably 2.
I'm not.
Up to a person or something.
Well, there's 6 of us.
Right, but Rose will have her own.
I would pony up. I mean, it's not that expensive.
It's not that cheap, but no, it's not a fortune.
No, I would. Yeah, for
Alright.
myself and my cat. That's
Okay.
cheap. That's double occupancy.
All right. So then,
Sully and me.
you and Sully and Samus and Alexander. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure if anybody would want to room with me, but yeah.
I will. I don't care.
So you guys get back to the hotel, and your rooms have been tossed.
Looks just like home.
Where's my cat?
We're not surprised.
Your cat is there,
Where's
but
my
any
cat?
books you guys had in your rooms are gone.
Oh no.
Any statuary you guys had in your rooms are gone.
So what did we bring?
And any jewelry
Luckily not
you guys
there.
had in your rooms are gone.
Well, you know, I have very little to steal.
Mm-hmm.
We did have at least 2 mythos books.
Which ones? 'Cause I just wrote a bunch of them down.
The one that she was reading,
Which ones?
was
Stone something.
Amongst the stone,
yeah.
Amongst the Stars, the
amongst
poems.
the stones.
Amongst the Stones.
The
It
book
was
of
a book of
poetry.
poems.
Yeah.
It was bound in oily flesh.
And I think
Life as a God was another one.
Sully was reading. But I don't know what he's doing, so
Okay.
he sort of vanished on
Maybe
us.
he's the one that tossed our rooms.
Maybe.
That's what I would assume.
Mustafa was reading something, wasn't he?
I had already read it and completely memorized it.
I don't think so, but you might have. But you would have had it with you. Which one was it?
Song of the Jinn.
Song of the Jinn. And which one? You had been reading something too, hadn't you, or not?
No, I picked up like a
Okay.
Shanghai Gazetteer. To
Right. Okay. That's right.
And I don't
And
think
I
they
know
would want my
Samus doesn't-
coloring book.
Yeah.
They might have taken it. I
They
don't know.
might have.
What he would have actually. Or they would have.
Oh, now we know it's a he.
Yeah. Anything with words on it is gone.
So they would have taken our briefcase with this shit in it?
No, we took that most of those clues with us.
Yeah, I don't think.
That's the stuff
I
that
think that you guys carry that with
we
you.
Okay.
carry around with us.
Sure.
And he took his statue with him, he said. He's been worshipping on the streets.
Yeah.
I don't think he was carrying that.
I was not. It was pretty big. Wasn't it pocket sized?
Well, you put it where the cat normally fit in your bag.
The cat seems annoying.
I'm sorry, old one.
So this happened, like, what time is it when you come back?
Probably about 3:30.
All right.
So in
within-
between
this happened
1:30 and
2
3:30.
hours ago. Yeah. I immediately go down to the concierge
Mm-hmm.
and tell them what happened.
This is deplorable.
I agree.
What sort of people have you angered?
We've been here for a day.
You had to work at it very hard then.
This happened in between 1:30 and 3:30 a.m. Do you know if have you seen anybody come in here between that time? This was just 2 hours ago.
It's a very busy hotel.
How many people are in here?
They would have been carrying out a lot of stuff.
Someone who walked in
People
and then
do check out at night.
Who has checked out in the past 2 hours?
I kind of want to hurt this guy. I'm not. That's in game. I think he's lying to me, and I really want to hurt him bad.
Just ask him who checked out in the past 2
used
hours.
to be so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
who checked
till I
out
got
in the
possessed.
last 2 hours?
Oh, that's confidential information. It's not something we can just share.
A hook to the jugular, mate.
Yeah, I'll put my hook on his table. Like, I don't like that answer.
I'm very sorry, sir. Perhaps you should find a different hotel.
Burn
Well,
this
no
one down.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to go to a different hotel. This one has no security. And I'm going to make sure I tell the American consulate how little security this has.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I hate to have a disappointed customer.
It will no longer be your concern after we slice your jugular.
After we burned
Took
the
it to
place
the next
down.
level.
I know, you were threatening.
And you were saying Sully's not here and there won't be any murders.
Or just threatening murder. After he rips his eyeball out with your hook and we sculpt.
Perhaps
Someone made my cat mad.
Perhaps you should leave.
Where's your manager? Where's the owner?
What are we
owner
doing?
is
Complaining
asleep.
because our room was ransacked?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, he's not going to tell us who did it. He knows who did it, and I'm saying this in game to you.
Yeah.
He knows who did it. He's just
I do
protecting
not
them.
know who did it. If
He's
I knew
probably
who-
one of the scoundrels that let them in and gave them keys to toss our room because the door wasn't kicked in. It was very obviously somebody let them in.
Sir, we are not that sort of an establishment.
But yet you won't tell us who was in here.
I can't tell you who checked out.
I want to know who stole my stuff, not who checked out.
I would love to know who stole your stuff. That is not what you asked me.
I think I asked you anything yet.
You asked to know who had checked out in the last 2 hours.
Yes, that. I didn't ask that.
And we're talking to the guy at the front desk?
The concierge.
Did you
Okay.
recognize anybody who came in and then shortly left?
I don't believe so, no. There have been quite a bit of traffic coming in and out of the bar at that time.
They would have had stuff, though. Lots of stuff.
Yeah. I want to assess honesty with this guy.
There honestly is quite a bit of foot traffic, and there honestly are. It's a hotel. There are people coming in and out with suitcases all the time.
I will go back up to the room and use my evidence collection to see if I can find any clues of who might have taken our stuff.
Sure. You take a look around upstairs, and you can tell that the door locks have been picked recently. And Samus's suitcase was also taken.
What was in your suitcase?
What was in my suitcase?
Your clothes are taken out of it. The suitcase.
Oh, but they put all the stuff in a suitcase and walked out
dumped
with
it,
it.
yeah.
So what is
So
what did
normal walking out.
Yeah.
was his suitcase unique in any way, shape, or form?
No, it was in fact the most common-looking suitcase that any of you would have had, because he would have bought the
Hobo
cheapest
suitcase.
duffel he could find, because that's how Samus operates.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
Well, the good news is we could look through the halls. Maybe some of the stuff fell out through the cracks and holes.
Well, it's possible that the egg timer has started.
Well, somebody knows who ever here. Or we were just like a victim of chance, but that doesn't seem.
No.
No. We're
No,
not us.
'cause
anymore.
none
How
of
long
the
have we been gone from our hotel room?
2 hours. So that means, and we've only been in Shanghai for like
I'm glad
8
I,
hours.
I'm
Half
glad
a day.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went to the bar with you. See, I could have stayed behind and died.
Yeah. Maybe Solly is following the people who robbed us.
Sully's with you. He's just really quiet.
He's in prayer,
Yes.
deep meditation.
It's deep meditation.
I'm supposing he probably bought a gun too. I would imagine.
Yeah, he probably convinced us that he
Or
brought it with him.
3.
Let's go see our
Let's go
lead
find
guy
another
or
place
whatever
to stay.
and see what he has to say about this. Because didn't that guy say not to trust or not to try to buy anything off of our guide?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
our guide is like a professional guide.
Yeah, he's just a tour guide and a facility.
It's not like he's some shady street guy who's just like, I'll show you around town.
Well, he probably is a shady street guy, right?
Well, I'm thinking he's uppity, kind of like that's what he does, and he's really doing his. Is that what kind of like?
What do you mean by uppity?
He's uppity.
Okay, thank you. So, I don't know, just like by the book, you know, by the book and honest. So,
Yeah, but remember, everybody in Shanghai has a side hustle.
But he also doesn't know that we went out.
Unless he's skulking around
Yeah.
following us.
Sure.
Where does he stay?
You didn't actually ask him that question previously.
Pretty sure.
But he will be waiting for us at 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
at this hotel.
I think that's the best shot to ask because he
He'll be
knew.
waiting by himself.
Well, he'll be waiting by himself for people who aren't there since you've already checked. Since you're in the process of checking out, I think.
Yeah, but we can come back to
All
the
right.
hotel at 8.
Everywhere I go, I'm looking for his bag.
All right.
He's the only one that's not like the
I'm
other
gonna
the
pack
guy that
myself
was
up,
following
obviously.
us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's,
Hastily
I
packed.
don't suspect him at all.
Here's the thing.
To tell anything about us.
We shouldn't trust anybody.
I don't trust you guys,
No.
especially you.
Never trust a
Drug
one-armed
me.
man.
I'm healing you
You drugged me and you tied me up,
for your own good.
took away my stuff.
For your own good.
No,
It's
it's
a medical
crazy.
profession. It's for your own good.
I think you're hysterical.
Like crazy hysterical.
That was the
I
kiss of
may
death
be.
for ladies in the 1920s.
Yeah.
That's what got you locked up. Like, you're hysterical. They just lock you up forever.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
You clearly you need a lobotomy.
Yeah.
That's gonna help.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Solves all the problems
Yeah.
all the time.
So yeah, I guess we should get another place to stay. We'll have to change our names yet again.
Sure.
I think by now we have
I
like
think
a
if they
list.
found us here, why would we move? They know where we're at. Why get
Well,
another
'cause-
place? They're gonna find us there.
If we're in our rooms and they have a key,
They don't think.
Hey,
They don't have a
picked-
key. They
picked a
picked
lock.
it. They picked it.
they picked all of the locks.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, still, they could pick
Why
the lock
leave?
again.
Right, yeah, and then they're gonna go to wherever else we're staying at and find us.
Well,
and
how
do
will
it.
they know where we're staying? Unless
How they know we're staying there in the first place?
we don't know that yet. But
I mean,
One of you told us out.
also, we just threatened to disembowel this guy. So
You did.
We
No.
kind of
No, specifically, I threatened to burn his hotel down.
Yeah.
Much different.
with fireworks?
I threatened to rip his eye out.
Yeah.
Skull it.
Yeah.
He's
Fairness
a
wasn't
concierge,
just
right?
this. What's that?
Was that who you threatened, the concierge?
Yes.
Yeah.
They get threatened all the time. It's not really a big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, this is like
Fine.
England. Royalty comes
Yeah.
through here. Nobles come through
We'll
here.
I'll apologize for his actions and his behaviors to the concierge. I don't think that.
I do
he's
wanna
taking
move
it.
Still
So-
think it would be best if you found a different.
Yeah,
hotel.
yeah. We're working on it. Thanks.
Are you throwing us out? Is what you're saying?
I'd like to file a
Pretty
police,
much, yeah.
police report.
Yeah,
I'd like to file a police report.
I think this guy did it.
Okay.
I hold you accountable.
3:30. You're gonna go file a police report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I'm certainly going to tell the Moroccan consulate.
So now you're going to bring all kinds of attention to us. I
No.
found a police report,
We're telling
and you're
this.
saying to lay low. And
No, I
then,
think that's
like,
what we're just telling this guy.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk to the police. Ever
No,
again.
the police are the
Okay.
last.
I'm
We're just
making
trying to.
sure.
We
I'm
want to
just-
see if we can get
I'm
this.
new.
Guy,
Remember, I'm new.
we want to see if we can get this guy to pee his pants. Is what we're trying to do.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't. I don't think he's budging.
Whoever hired him or what paid him off is he's probably more afraid of them than he is of us.
Yeah.
That's the way things work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty sure he honestly doesn't know anything.
Oh, okay, then I feel bad for threatening him.
Yeah.
I still don't.
No.
He was a prick. He should be like, I am so
So
sorry.
are we burning the building down?
I guess maybe that's how we can show our,
No
burning
how
down
sorry
the
we are.
It
building
really is a
Rich.
fairly busy building.
I don't
There
actually
are
burn the
hotel.
building
There
down,
are
I
a lot
just
of people
supervise.
coming in and out
Mhm.
at all times.
Okay.
And
And smile.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna look for his shitty bag everywhere we go.
sure,
The rest
yeah,
of the night.
absolutely.
Well, we are very disappointed in your services.
Yeah,
Very
we're gonna,
sorry that
we're gonna sock it to you on Yelp.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if there was any cameras that caught the video,
Yeah.
iPhones
In
and stuff like
1920?
that. But,
yeah.
you know, since you mentioned Yelp, I don't know. I just thought maybe I'd throw that out there.
Not,
Have you had any iPhones
not
that caught
surprisingly, there are no security cameras.
Are there any porters hanging around?
Well, always, yes.
Let's stand
Here's
there
our
and
security.
stare at him and see it.
You got a picture of your bag?
No.
Come on, pull it out, hobo. You got all your stuff.
It was a Ralph Lauren.
It's fine. It's in Ralph
They know
Lauren
exactly
laundry
what that
bags.
is.
That's a Ralph Lauren Bindle stiff. Or Bindle, excuse me. Alright. maybe what we should do. This is outside. While we're standing there huffy at 4 in the morning.
With all your bags.
Yeah. Maybe what we should do.
I don't have a bag.
Yeah, what
I
bags?
just want to point that out.
You probably stole a bed sheet and shoved your stuff into it.
With the
Pillowcase.
broom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pillowcase would work.
Whatever. Should we go higher class or lower class hotels?
No class.
I think honestly that is irrelevant.
Well, I mean,
Well, this.
whatever place we go might have better security than that.
Well, on the bright side, we don't have anything left to be stolen.
Thanks.
Our lives.
Thanks, Helpy Helperton.
They didn't take any money.
They just took relics.
I didn't have any money
whatever
to
we
take.
had.
Yeah.
So, here's what we've lost. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
These are of interest to no one other than...
A very select few people.
Right. So,
Like
somehow...
cult people.
Maybe the thief will read them and go crazy.
Yeah, maybe that's very possible and
What?
probable.
Like cult people.
Yeah.
But
So
they
now
have to
we are
know.
on the radar of the cult people. This is...
Well, we just
I
didn't
think
learn.
this is our new record. Next, they're going to be swimming out to the boat to greet us.
So the egg tender or whatever is going.
Yes,
Whatever you're calling it.
Well, they might not swim. They might slither.
that's true.
We could always take a tour to the volcanic island. It sounds like a 3-hour tour.
So we should. We need to invoke our cultist avoidance protocols.
Well, we can just go sleep out in the woods. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
I don't know. I think
City of 1.6 million people. You gotta walk a little ways to find a place.
I mean,
I
isn't
think-
the same thing the last time it happened? You guys went to the bar and then you got followed.
well, that's gonna be a common theme, I think.
That was like,
It's like
the guy in the
D&D.
bar, they
Yeah.
left and
Yeah.
they got followed.
Yeah.
Well, you did learn about the cult. You did learn that guy. We learned that this cult leader here is Ho Fang. We learned his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got a side hustle. Everybody's dirty.
Yeah.
So we should maybe.
Nate is wondering why are we avoiding cultists? It's like you should be shooting people.
I think we should.
Why aren't you here? You should be here. Everybody said there was going to be no deaths tonight because Nate wasn't here.
Nobody's dead yet.
An hour.
Let's find a place to stay and.
Yeah, I
Be
think if
extra careful.
there's powerful people in the city, it'll be irrelevant where we stay. Because
Probably. I don't want to
you know
stay
what I'm saying?
here, but
Yeah. I mean, so just for game's sake, we
Matter.
find another hotel.
Okay.
Or we don't stay at a hotel at all.
So is this
Where
a
would
fancy
we go?
hotel that we're at right now?
Abandoned.
It's a fairly nice hotel.
we're not sleeping in an abandoned. I mean, you can sleep wherever.
Are
you
there
want.
hotels that do have security, better security, and stuff like that here?
Yeah, I mean this place had security.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if there's powerful people in this city, then security can be paid off. So we can go to the most secure place, and money will buy them
So
to
then,
look the other way. So we just find a hotel.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. We don't have anything
doesn't
left
matter.
to take.
Yeah.
Our lives.
Well,
We're gonna find
we're
out
standing
information.
outside. Our throats are exposed. I mean, we're gonna get.
Well,
hunted
we're
anyway.
gonna find out more and more information too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be more and more that they're gonna want us. So
Well,
I
and
kind of want to
plus-
say like down in the lower end. I feel like.
Picked up chips, potato skins, and a Butterfinger.
And more importantly,
Yeah. Cool.
a Squiddy book.
I
Maybe in the lower area,
If
we
I'm
could
gonna-
pay somebody to watch our stuff, and they won't be bought off as easy as somebody
Why don't we just track the crap out of our
think
rooms
we're-
going forward?
in
Yeah.
upper where they were like, okay, here, take it. I don't care. I don't want no part of this.
They've
Because
got
you're
our
not paranoid if
stuff,
somebody's out to get you.
so they know that we are not tourists. And this is the day of the telegram, so anybody could be told anything. It's not as instantaneous as phones or cell phones, but someone now knows that we are in town. So we should find Jack Brady.
Let's go down to that dock where the army is.
Yeah. The warehouse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At 4 in the morning?
I mean,
An
we're
army
standing
dog to
out here
watch,
with
man.
nothing. We may as well. I mean,
Wait,
that's...
there's an army at the warehouse? I mean,
Wasn't Jack, what's his name?
Yeah, the
Raising an army?
character's like who leads the warehouse.
oh, I don't.
Brady hangs with Truman.
We
who
know
leads the
that.
warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we know though.
I think they said something about he had a small army down there at the warehouse. I think
Lots of
that
people
guy's-
have small armies in
Yeah.
Shanghai.
So...
He also thinks that Jack Brady is making a bomb.
Yeah, but we think we can trust him, right?
Who?
Jack Brady.
We think we can trust Jack Brady.
So let's go to the
Let's
one guy
just-
we think we can trust that has an army.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I would like
Plus,
to
we
find
just
Jack
got kicked
Brady.
out of our... We have no place to go. If we
Mhm.
go to another place, we're not going to be secure there.
Yeah.
So let's just go find Jack and
Yeah, but we
see.
have to sleep.
Maybe he could tell us where we can go to
but
be
nobody.
secure.
All right, so we're
I
just
think you
gonna.
guys got about an hour's sleep between when
I
the
got 3 hours.
We slept on the boat.
I don't sleep at all anymore. It's just screaming.
Nobody's seen Jack Brady. Why do we think that he's there?
The one dude said he was there.
Because...
He says that the person that he has been seen with is there.
So let's go see him. He associates with Chuman. That's the guy that
Chuman.
runs the warehouse.
Okay.
So we can go to him and say,
Chuman.
hey, this just happened to us. I mean, we're here. I don't know.
Chuman.
Let's go to
Alright.
him.
Mhm, that's what I heard
Let's
too.
go knock on the warehouse door where Truman is at.
With our large...
With all of our
We're
luggage
here.
and...
We have
nowhere
luggage.
to go.
We have nowhere to
Okay.
go.
This
He's
is
filled
like
his bag.
this is like that movie The Jerk, where he's just walking down the street with a thermos.
In his chair.
Yeah.
Well, what did you
They're
expect?
going to take the chair from the hotel, just make concierge, just because.
We took a slow boat to China with basically no information
Mm-hmm.
to just randomly fumble into
Whose
crap.
idea was
And
this?
now we're here. I don't know whose idea it was, but it wasn't yours and it wasn't mine. I'm just saying.
That's why I stick with you.
I feel like Sully was the one advocating most strongly for the trip to
And I was too
Shanghai.
tired.
No,
to
I
argue.
wanted to go
I
to
only had like 3
Shanghai.
hours of sleep last week,
'Cause
so I just said whatever.
We're either winning this or not getting out alive in Egypt. So
Certainly knocking on the door of somebody that we don't know is not leading to winning anything. When that person could just pull a gun out and blow our faces off. We don't know anything about this person other than that this another person who we also don't know thinks that Jack Brady, who he thinks is making a bomb, is going to lead us to some fanatical group that,
So you're saying we should wait till morning?
Yes.
Fair
Well,
enough.
we don't know anything
But
about
every group we go,
anybody.
everywhere we go, they
We
want
are
to
the
blow our face
ones
off. We're walking
that
into
hinted
something
at the
like
bomb.
that.
Yeah, so what's the
We don't
difference if
know.
we actually get sleep or we walk into some strange warehouse?
Where are we going to sleep at?
The next hotel that we find.
Well,
Okay. I mean,
I mean,
I'll
we
go
should-
there, but I'm probably not going to sleep because I feel like somebody's going to come and kill us when we're sleeping.
That's
I
that's
don't feel
fine.
safe.
That's fine. But we should
I
do
got some
some
more dice for
research
you.
first. We should do
Just
investigating.
Hang on there, okay?
Well-
You're going to be fine.
mm-hmm.
I agree with you, but that has not really worked for us in the past. It is kind of a crazy idea would be go to the warehouse, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, Jack Brady's on us." See what happens.
No, I would say Fergus McChum sent us. That's the guy from the bar.
But he's probably their enemy or whatever. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we.
He's the one that came.
Well,
Told
we
us
just
to
said we're
come.
friends with Jackson.
And then nobody will know who we are.
I
thought
mean,
I thought
I
You
do
can just
agree.
say all of them.
I do agree that we should go in the morning. Middle of the night's probably not great.
Jackson.
And we're also assuming that someone's going to be at this.
If it's an army, they'll keep watch.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they don't
our
want to discuss
plan
this
was
long.
already to
No.
sort of scope out Chumin and in the morning anyway. That was like our original plan.
I hope their army is the X gang from
Big Trouble in Little China.
No, Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle. That's how I'm imagining it. So, yeah, Mustafa's tired.
Well, I had a couple hours sleep, remember? Anyway, I went back there, so I'll just go and just, I think I'll just hang out at the,
Let's just go to bed.
I'm probably not going to sleep.
Well,
Okay, so you guys find the next hotel down the street.
we're meeting
Check in
Lee
at 8 o'clock
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock.
in the morning. You were scheduled to meet with Lee.
We
Was
don't have
supposed
to. We were scheduled to meet with them.
well, we could get another compatador also if we think Lee sold us out to the Triad or whatever.
See, that's what I wanted to ask.
Is there trials in the
Chum. I
20s?
wanted to ask him
Oh,
if
yeah.
he could trust Lee.
That goes back
The
hundreds of
Triads
years.
for a very, very long time.
I mean, the iteration of the Triads that became like the criminal organization Triads.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I wasn't sure how
Oh,
old
yeah.
it was. I thought
Probably
that was
going
like
back
relatively new iteration.
1,000 years, there's been criminal gangs.
They were major players in the Boxer Rebellion.
Okay.
So, you got a new hotel room. You checked in. Who was not going to bed?
I'm not going to
Just
bed.
you? Okay.
I'm gonna booby trap my door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing the same 4 hotel rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4.
My cat doesn't really like other people.
I'm sleeping in
What time is it? It's 4 o'clock in the morning? Like
By the time you
4
get
o'clock?
checked in, it's probably, let's say 4:30.
4:30?
I mean, checking into a hotel takes a little while.
I'm just wondering if I even just get a room, if I just go and like sit in a common area.
They're going to kind of frown in that.
Okay.
The hotel isn't really going to want a bag lady camping out in their lobby.
I look like a bag lady?
Well, you got your suitcase.
Come on, look at how fancy.
Wow.
You got your
Like a bag
suitcase. You got.
I
your-
have my fine, what is it? Tommy Hilfiger suitcase.
Still.
Wow, he just calls you a bag
I
lady.
know. I
Probably
look
not gonna
fine. I
watch-
thought my hair's a little messy, but I mean,
They're probably not going to want you camping out in the lobby for
I thought they
hours
might
in
have
the middle of the
coffee
night.
or something in this common area. I could drink
Not
coffee.
not at
and-
4:30.
I guess I'll go up to your room then.
All right.
Fine. I'll take my bag myself upstairs to my room. Here's some money.
All right. Since Rose was staying awake, give me a sense trouble roll and tell me if you're spending points.
I sense trouble even when I'm sleeping.
I know you do. That's because you always sense it.
Sense trouble. I'll spend a point. Oh, I got 7.
Okay. You hear someone in the hallway outside your room.
That's that casino dice. Perfect roll every time. I hear somebody outside in the
Yeah.
hallway.
And you hear
Start pounding down the walls.
you hear a piece of paper slide under your door.
Oh.
Dear bag lady.
It's the checkout paper they do. Like, in the morning, you know, when you wake up in a hotel,
I
it's
just
always
checked in and they're already giving me my bill.
Yeah. Well, because checkout is 10, and it's already like 5.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go pick up the piece of paper.
All right. You pick up the piece of paper, and it's actually an envelope. And on the front of the envelope, there is a bird in flight. Do you have biology?
It's great.
I do. I have 2.
You recognize it as a swallow. And the swallow is stamped in, it's like a,
Can I see the
a stamp
suitcase?
that put it on there, and it is
Like
an ink stamp
okay.
that made the impression on the envelope, and it is a jade green stamp of a swallow.
Can I see the suitcase real quick?
Sure. I took out most of the relevant stuff. London.
I'm looking for that letter
Do you open the envelope?
that Jackson wrote, the crazy one.
Yeah, I'll open
no,
it.
I lied. It's going to be in this one.
The pleasure of your company
It might be
is
near the top.
requested at 11 this morning at the House of Quiet Repose in the Old City on Yuan Road. Madam Swallow looks forward to meeting you.
The house of what?
The House of Quiet Repose.
Madam Swallow.
Do you have a picture of what the symbol looks like?
Which symbol?
The swallow symbol?
So it's a
I
green.
don't think I do.
Swallow
Let me
plate.
see if I can find one because I picture it exactly like the one on Milbourne's.
If you gotta look it up, it's not. I was wondering if it was one of these.
It is not one of those. So
And it's from Madam who?
Swallow.
Madam Swallow.
Hmm.
So I picture it like that.
Okay.
When you guys wake up, you find identical envelopes under each of your doors.
At what time? 10?
It was slid under the door at about 5:30.
No, what time or did she want us to show up?
At 11, I believe I said.
And I wake up at noon.
All right. Well, you're going to be late.
We're kicking your door down, don't worry.
I'm in there with
Pretty
them.
sure,
I get up
yeah.
early. I'm probably up at like 6. Start working out. Do my calisthenics and stuff.
That would make it hard to do push-ups, wouldn't it?
No. Just one hook in the ground. Do pull-ups that way too.
But she invited us.
Mhm.
Was it in invite or she like?
The pleasure of your company is
Okay.
requested.
So it's requested.
Well, let's, we will compare notes. Did you guys get a letter
I did.
from Madam Swallow?
Uh-huh.
If that's her real name. She must be very popular.
Thomas. Mufasa.
Did you just call me Mufasa?
I almost did.
Mufasa.
It's coming out next week. I'm so excited.
Mufasa.
I can't wait. It's like my favorite Disney movie of all time.
I watched that movie so many friggin' times.
And cried.
Well, no, I had three daughters, so, and then right around the time that it came out, so.
So at 8, we should at least get our eyes on Chu Min
Yes.
and see what we can see for about an hour.
I say we stick to our plan and go. Yep.
So you're gonna find Lee back at the hotel where you were last night, and have him take you to find Shumin.
Yeah, at the
Are we
At the
gonna
tea
go
house?
with Lee, or
Autumn
can we
Morning
just
Tea House.
try
We
to
need
find?
to have tea.
Huh?
We need to have tea.
And we need to know how to get around the city.
Right.
Okay.
So
So we
I
can
mean-
we can still trust him at this point.
Honestly,
we don't know.
well, our other choice is to just start going full A-team, hijacking trucks and blowing shit up, or
Well,
just
that's not our only option.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it
there's
is.
I'm sure maps of the city that we can find our way.
And sleep
yeah,
is
we grabbed
overrated.
one. It's right here.
yeah. I mean, but
So we
no,
can
I
find
mean,
our own way,
we
I'm
really,
sure.
none of us are. We can't pass for locals. So,
Do we have to?
well, I mean, we're gonna stick out.
No
So,
matter what,
right.
with Lee or not.
We need to have somebody.
Okay. All right.
I think we should just.
I'm with it.
We'll either hide out and start skulking around, or we'll just continue with what we're doing. Either or, they're gonna find us anyway. So.
I wasn't really thinking about hiding out or stalking around. I was just gonna go to it, just not take him no more. Why?
Yeah,
I think
that's
this is
gonna
a
be
this is a kind of a place. It's not like.
Okay, I get it. I understand. You guys.
We like this guy. He's got a family to feed. And speaking from personal experience, There's no way.
I mean, if there's some more.
We like him so much.
I don't even know if he's got
Yeah,
a
we're
family
going
to
to
feed. How do you
endanger
know
his
he's got a family
life
to
by,
feed?
Yeah.
by liking
Well,
him.
we like him a lot, but we don't love him, and we don't care if he gets killed by cultists. We just are using him for his knowledge.
Can I
We're
see that?
We're saying this in game while he's there, right?
Okay, while he could also be leading us astray in a different.
We'll speak in.
We're gonna go ahead and trust him, and that's fine. I'll trust him as long as you guys want to trust him.
I mean,
for a while.
I
I'll
don't-
trust him a little while.
I don't really
Put it this way,
trust
I'll trust him a little while.
anybody,
longer.
but if it's maybe it's one of those things where I don't know. I think if we start shooting people right now,
I don't want to shoot anybody. I
too.
want to make
it's kind
Starting with you.
friends.
well, it's kind of we're at that point now. I mean, we're known. Whoever
What did we do? We didn't do anything.
whoever
We just got here.
trashed our rooms stole mythos tomes and mythos related items.
Well,
So-
maybe that was somebody that followed us
And
all
not
the way
our
from
money.
our
Even if they
when we
if they
started.
were if
Maybe
they
they were on the
were-
boat with us.
if they were if they were interested in anything else, they would have taken the money. Or
I said maybe they were on the boat with us even.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So, you meet Lee.
We're gonna have some tea with
Okay,
Lee.
we're meeting.
We're going to the autumn morning tea house.
Tea Lee.
Any particular place you'd like to go for the tea?
The autumn morning tea house.
Are you sure?
We talked about this yesterday.
All right. I was hoping you might have changed your mind.
Why?
Well, it's not the best place around. for
You
tea.
were enthusiastic about it yesterday.
Well, I was
Yeah.
enthusiastic about that instead of getting shot in the docks, or shivved on the docks, or thrown into the water on the docks, or
Didn't-
shanghaied on the docks.
Didn't we ask you about us being here?
I'm sorry?
Our rooms were burglared last night.
They were?
They were.
I'm
Does
very
he-
sorry to hear that.
Does he seem surprised?
Yes, he
That's
seems
honestly-
genuinely surprised. He seems genuinely
I
surprised.
rolled a 1. I believe anything he says.
Did somebody ask you? Tell me.
This guy's alright.
We'll
Moving on.
go get some tea.
All right. Very good. So you go to,
You put your hand
The
around
autumn
me. Come
morning
on, Rose,
tea
let's
house.
go. He's fine.
it is a nice
With
tea
the-
house. They serve
On the way there.
sticky
I'm sorry.
buns on rice paper.
Oh, really good. On our
He
way
said, "Oh,
there.
really good."
On the way there, I'm gonna ask him if he knows who Madame Swallow is.
How did you learn that name?
Let's hand over the envelope. Get it over with.
We heard it. We heard it.
It's on Facebook.
Just do it, Rich. Just do it.
Just hand it over.
We were
How
invited
did-
to her.
I see. How did this happen?
We've been here a day, man. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Wait, what
My-
about Madame
My
Swallow? Tell us
cat
about
is
her.
upset.
She is a very powerful woman.
Is she a
in
good,
Shanghai.
powerful woman?
She
Or is she some cultist, powerful woman?
has run flower girl houses for many years.
Nice.
Runs
That's how she got that name.
quite a few of them.
You were right.
She has
Swallow,
She's
come
very
on.
popular.
Much
has
more popular than Madame Spit.
Well played. Well played.
Sorry, internet.
She has broad-reaching connections throughout the city and beyond it. She maintains a powerful network of people working for her. Normally, she only invites those whom she wishes to join her network, or whom she wishes to punish for some transgression.
You mean
What
like
kind of network?
dead in the river punish or tied up and
Yes.
spanked punished?
Like
The
swallow.
river.
Swallow one.
Sorry. Hopefully this
That is
will get a PG.
And her
13
network is,
rating.
said she runs a powerful network of
Yes. Informants.
informants. So she knows everything that goes on around here pretty much.
That is a fair assessment, yes.
Maybe she knows where her stuff is.
Yeah.
What about
How the fuck would she know that we're here?
And she knew where our rooms
the
were.
warehouse on
Then again, if she is a powerful woman who has a network of, I take it she's a gang
Yeah.
leader.
I mean, she runs brothels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Part of the, she's one arm of the drug.
So- if she is this kind of powerful woman, then maybe she had us followed.
I'm sure.
well, it's either gonna go one way or the other. She knows where we are. She wants us, or she wants us to join her network. And probably if we don't join it, she's going to kill us. We're gonna die, Rich. Are you happy? We're finally gonna die.
Well, I'm glad you've gotten the message.
Oh, I'm getting it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I take it that ignoring her invite is probably the best thing to do. Get out of Shanghai. Sorry, Jack. Let's go to Australia.
Or Egypt.
Yeah.
I want to go see the flower house. Never been to one.
She wants to join.
I might. What about we're talking to Lee right now. What about the warehouse on Chunshan Street?
You do not want to go there.
Why?
It's not safe.
Why is it not safe?
So the warehouse.
There are abandoned warehouses there for a reason. It's
So
not
there's
far
nothing-
from the docks. It's a dangerous area. There are
What
armed
time's,
thugs all over the
what
place.
time's our tea time with her?
11.
So let's go to the warehouse first. Make her think.
No, we're at the morning tea, autumn morning tea house right
We were
now.
heading to Autumn Morning
And
Tea
what
House. We're
was-
probably going to get there by about 8:30.
What was that we're going there for to meet you?
Chumin. Well, we're
gonna
there to.
meet anybody.
No, we're
We're
not.
hoping to scope the area out as incognito as we possibly can.
Which you were blown
To figure out
already.
if it's
Which
Choo
we've
Choo House or
blown.
not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really super incognito. Oh, dude with a hook in his hand.
Yeah. Well, instead of like not asking questions about like
And a piece-
possible revolutionaries at some abandoned hotels. Have you heard of such a thing?
It's fair. Okay, go to the tea house.
We need tea anyway, so.
Okay. So
Yeah, we're hoping just to get eyes on this guy, see what he's about, who he is, just so we have a name a face to the name.
you go to the tea house. The tea is excellent. They have sticky buns. The sticky buns are also excellent. Sticky buns are served in like dim sum, a little container that you take the lid off. There's 3 sticky buns in the container and a piece of rice paper beneath it.
I sleep in my chair. We only got like an hour of sleep last night.
Couple hours. The tea is a fairly strong stimulant.
I wasn't drinking that. I was sleeping in my chair.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Do we see any?
It's a fairly busy tea house.
Do we see any mobbed up Chinese guys?
Mobbed up? No.
Yeah, we're looking
nobody,
for we're looking
nobody
for
comes
axe
in
gang
heavily
members.
armed. No, nobody
but I
comes in
mean-
carrying an axe.
Do they got
No
the gang
Guidos
colors?
or nothing like that come walking in.
Some guy with some cannolis comes by.
No Guidos, no.
Guy with like one eyebrow.
That would be my brother, but no, he's not there either.
No one that you can immediately identify as Chu Min comes in. No, since you have no description for him, just a name.
I'm guessing he would probably be dressed in nicer clothes. But this is.
We don't know anything.
You guys
We're
need
under
to go
these-
somewhere where everybody has to wear name tags.
We're under the assumption that he's a revolutionary of some kind. I don't think he's going to show up in a nice suit.
Wait, who's the importer?
Whole thing.
Whole thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Chu Min is the revolutionary.
Yes.
Yeah, we think
So
he knows.
either we ask the person at the desk, we're supposed to meet this person and give the name and sit and wait, or let's just go to the warehouse and meet him there.
I'm all for a warehouse.
All right.
Then there's the bird
Instead of
lady.
asking people, let's
The
just
bird
go.
lady at 11.
Let's go. Well, what time is this? Like 9 o'clock in the morning. Where's this? Can we make it in time to go to both of these places?
It depends on how long it takes you at the warehouse.
Yeah, that might be.
Why don't we
an
scope
app.
out the
Alright.
warehouse?
Yeah.
I don't want to just like
All right.
after all the shit we've been through, like knocking on the first door we find just because we think some guy we're gonna talk to is behind it and is gonna be like very helpful.
Some
is
paranoid
fucking
guy.
We've already
crazy.
knocked on like
With an
5 doors
army.
here already, so it's like
So you don't
not,
wanna do
not
that
the
then?
first.
I know I want to go to the warehouse, but I think it's a good idea to know where it's at,
Scope it out.
figure out if we can like see what's going on inside, just so we know.
Yeah.
So we have a location now. We know who to. If we see somebody there, then we got a face. You know.
We should maybe we should ditch our
Yeah.
chaperone.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Are you sure you want to do that?
We're-
This is
hey,
not
listen,
the
we're-
best part of town.
We're
We have some business meetings in this area, and they're going to meet us here. So we're going to be tied up for a couple hours.
we're gonna be
As
doing
you wish.
We're gonna be doing some shady
I
shit.
will need to collect the day's payment
Oh yeah.
at this time then.
I think we should just be done with this guy after this.
That's fine. We'll let the
We were like
concierge.
killing him.
We'll let the.
Burn them. Let's burn them.
No, I just mean not use him anymore.
The biblical done with.
That's not at all what I meant. I mean, let's find another guide.
Maybe somebody a little shadier that doesn't mind getting their hands dirty.
Yeah.
Or hand, sorry.
Thanks.
Too soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the warehouse going, checking it out like that, and then this way we won't get
All right.
involved in it, so we
So
can
you're
meet this
basically
11 o'clock
trying to
appointment.
skulk around outside
I
the
don't want to
warehouse.
get killed before I meet Madame Swallow. Okay. Let's just put.
You're
let
staying
me
in
put
the
that
car.
out. Let me put that out.
So you're gonna walk from the autumn morning tea house toward the warehouse on Chungsan Street or Chungsan Road, and trying to scope this place
We
out
can get
and be sneaky about
rickshaws
it.
like just about anywhere, right?
Can, but I mean it's
In our
only a
American clothes and
couple of
everything.
blocks away.
Right, but I mean, so we can get. It's not like London where you
sightseeing.
can only get like cabs, or New York like cabs in certain
They're
places.
so gonna
right?
snatch us up. You know who we are.
I don't think it's the rebel army that
I'm just.
that we have to worry about. I think it's this.
It's all of them that
All
we
right.
have to worry
So
about.
who wants to give me a stealth roll for the group?
I would like to be stealthy.
Are you spending a point on it?
Do you guys want me to do
Or
it?
points on it?
Sure.
I'll spend a point. I rolled a 1.
All
Hooray!
right.
So I
So
got
with
2.
1 point, you got a 2.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys find the building across the street from the warehouse, and you go and stand in front of it. And there's a cart parked there, and you kind of lean on the cart and look around, trying not
I'm in this
really
corner, you're in
well
that corner.
to be sneaky. And as you're standing there, you see people walking in and walking out of the warehouse. You're guessing there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 25 people in there. And you hear grunting noises that sounds like, and stomping noises that sounds like somebody going through some kind of military drills.
Calisthenics.
Yeah.
And when you say people, is it men, women, children, everything?
Not
or
children, men and women.
Men and women.
Mm-hmm. And they're dressed in,
Same clothes.
they're not dressed in uniforms,
Uh-huh.
but they're dressed in clearly working class clothing. Not like they're wearing.
Do we see people like guards or with guns or anything like that?
You do occasionally see people walking around the outside of the building carrying rifles.
Ah, okay.
Wave at him.
And you notice that they are keeping an eye on you.
Let's just walk over there and knock on the door and ask for him.
We join. Ask them, what you guys doing over here? Act like we're interested in what they're doing.
I think that would just turn him off. I think if we ask for the guy's name, that's probably a better bet. I think just go up humble.
I'm so confused.
I
One
say
minute
that-
we can't ask for the guy's name.
I say we
next
walk
minute
away. That's our best bet.
No, I say we go up and say,
Honestly,
hey, what's going on
everything you say is right. So let's do the opposite of that.
I mean, that's the way it's gone
Right.
every week. I don't mind.
What do you guys want to do?
here? And we
We have
hear
a 11
like
a.m.
sounds
meeting.
inside, like they're doing military drills or something.
You think so?
I mean, do you want to walk up and ask for an appointment?
Let's see what Madame Swallow has to offer. Because here's what we've got so far. The cultists know we're here. They could probably kill us if they wanted to, right?
They like to play with their food first.
Right. They're like cats. We have Jack Brady is who we're here to see, and we also wanted to find out where who Jackson was talking to, and we did not know that Jackson had talked to Jack Brady. We had no idea. So that is an important clue.
But Jack Brady has talked to this Chomaine, right? And Chomaine's in this warehouse in front of us.
Schumann.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's inappropriate to go up and ask for an
That's
appointment.
I said an hour ago we should come here and say Jack Brady sent us and see what happens.
I think we should stick to Hugh's plan of coming, checking it out, seeing what this is about. Let's go to the 11 o'clock appointment, see what she says, and then we can always come back here. Let's see what she says about it.
Yeah.
I just worry that if
Because now we've seen what he wanted to see.
I'm worried
what he
if
said.
we're going to get killed before we meet Madame Swallow. That's my concern.
Well, we're going to go see her now, and you
Okay.
won't get killed.
How about you? He's the one that kills us.
He'll be happy. He'll die happy.
I worry that if they see us and they follow us now, we lose credibility if Madame Swallow's on the other side of it from them, you know? Like, we can walk up now and go, hey, we would like to set an appointment with Chomaine.
Or else they'll just grab us and snatch us in there whenever we'll be able to meet Madame Swallows.
You're right.
We have a card we could give them.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, do that.
So walk up to the door then.
And give them, like,
I'm
our
not going to walk
third
up to the door. I'm going to
alternate.
stay back where I'm at.
Yeah, our third alternate.
So you're going to stay
hotel
by yourself?
number.
Well, I was hoping that the hobo would stay with me or something, but if he wants to go, I mean, I can push him
You okay with this?
I'm okay with
front of
that.
me.
Okay.
Whatever.
Go, just go knock on the door and see if you'd like to set up an appointment with
Schumann.
Chomaine.
What language are you speaking?
So I got to speak which one?
Shanghaiese is the local dialect.
Shanghaiese it is.
All right.
Yeah, you're running out of slots, man.
Who are you seeking an appointment with?
Chomaine. Chomaine. I'll say it right. Not like me.
It'd be more entertaining if you started at your top language and you didn't understand. Then go down to the next one, and then go down to the next one.
And who should I say is calling?
My name is Alexander Stewart.
And what is this concerning?
I am was told to ask for him. What was the guy's name? Jack Brady.
How do you know Jack Brady?
He was a friend of one of our friends, Jackson Elias, and Jackson had spoken with him.
You should come inside.
Okay.
I'm not gonna die in a whorehouse after all.
You're not going to...
My mother was wrong.
do you guys want to come in, or do you want to split the group?
No, we don't want to split.
Well, I think we should go in.
May my associates come with us, please?
Of course.
So much for the 11 a.m. meeting.
The hobo's
We do
dragging me
9
in.
We do have a meeting at 11 o'clock we have to get to, probably.
You're not going to make it.
As a
We're not
whorehouse.
making that meeting.
Hush now. Okay, come in, be respectful.
All right. So there's a
You
warehouse,
didn't stick
and
to
you
your
can
plan.
see that there are
Shit changes.
a lot of people going through calisthenic drills, training on the floor. You see there are wooden crates loaded with rifles
You see a lot of ammunition around here.
Cool.
You actually see a couple of submachine guns. Actually, not submachine guns, machine guns.
The crank ones.
And you see a mortar with
What the fuck?
shells
It's
that
an
they're
army.
loading
Yeah.
up. And they take you back to an office.
See, we get lots of shit done when the murder hobo priest isn't here.
By the way,
They haven't killed anybody yet.
this had so much information in New York in it. It makes me nuts that we didn't get to read it.
We can blame Laura.
Oh,
She hid it from all of
there's
us.
so much information on stuff we could have been doing.
And you guys head in to the office, and there is a man waiting for you there. He's Caucasian, got a short, cropped haircut,
That's Jack, right?
a sharp jawline.
Yeah, that's the description of Jack Brady.
I'm Jack Brady. I hear you've been looking for me. Look, I can spare a minute. I know you've got some questions, but if it's all the same to you, let me spell it out for you first. As far as I can make out, we're all in a lot of trouble. The more I learn about what's going on here, the scareder I get. I spilled the beans to Elias, you know him, right? I figured people would read this book of his and the authorities, they'd have to take action, do something. I tried to warn him that these guys play for keeps. You know that, right? Ah, of course you do. You know what happened to him. Still, I'm telling you, watch your step. So, let me see here. Where to begin? Well, right from the start, I knew that Roger's little witch was trouble. That broad was as tough as nails, and she had Roger wrapped around her little finger. Maybe he knew it. I don't know, but the more he was around her, the more crazy dreams he had. At first, I thought going to Egypt was a great idea. Get him away from her, a change of scenery. Sounded fun, Boy, did I get that wrong. I liked Roger. I owed him a lot. I just wanted what was best for him. For a little while, everything seemed like it was going to work out. The trip over to London was actually a lot of fun. Roger spent pretty much every waking moment with Sir Aubrey. Roger had this French guy in Egypt, Bassart, who was able to get a hold of some artifacts from another Egyptian in Cairo, Najjar. He shipped them over, and Roger and Sir Aubrey, they were captivated. There was this black kind of head and shoulders statue that he'd stare at for hours, and there was this map that he'd study and study, the way a normal guy would check out a beautiful dame. The expedition members, they went to parties and did sightseeing, but mostly it was all about that map. We went on to Cairo. Once we were there, Roger's dreams got even stranger. All kinds of weird stuff. Meeting ancient gods, black pharaohs, and whatever. But at this point, he wasn't drinking anymore. And that girl, the princess, or whatever she was supposed to be, she wasn't around anymore. And Sir Aubrey, he was acting nuttier than Roger was. I felt sure the whole thing was going to go south at any moment. One morning, Roger grabs me and says we could meet the god as soon as he destroyed the eye and opened the path. Crazy stuff, right? So this is what I'm dealing with over there. So I'm thinking I can get Houston to have a word with Roger, calm him down since he's a shrink, right? But Houston only encourages him. That first night at the shore, Roger sneaks out of his tent and climbs up the Red Pyramid. You ever been up one of those things? They're steep, and there he goes, scrambling up it like a damn monkey. It's my job to look out for him, so I follow him. Now, the first 2/3 of the Red Pyramid is just these huge blocks, the ones they built it out of. The pyramid used to be faced with this nice, smooth stone on the outside, but over the years, people came and took it for other stuff. But they didn't take the smooth stone from up near the top because, I don't know, I guess it was more trouble than what it was worth to climb up there and get it. So Roger, he gets up to the smooth part and he just zips right up that too, like it's nothing. I'm trying to follow him, scared out of my gourd that I'm going to slip and take a tumble all the way back down to the bottom. And up at the very top, there's this little flat place. When Roger gets up there, he puts on some kind of robe he brought with him and he starts making these sounds. I'm thinking, this is it. He's finally flipped for good. And then there's this explosion. Huge. With these echoes and screams and this bright red light. I made my way up to Roger, figuring he'll be dead or maimed, and he's just standing there, happy as can be. He says, "The eye is gone, Jack. Now we can be gods." Great. More Roger crazy talk, I'm thinking, and I look down and I see a big patch has been ripped out of the stone. The next day, I was down near the base of the pyramid, and I see this big piece of rock in the sand, a piece that might have come out of that flat area up top, and it's got this sign, or symbol, I guess you could say, on it. I took it. Even though at the time I didn't know what it was, but I know now. It was magic. Real magic, powerful at that. It's a protection against evil, and Roger, he was up there on purpose to break it so it couldn't work anymore. I still got it with my things if you want it. Anyway, 2 days after all that, all of them, Roger, Penhew, Houston, and Patty, they gave me the slip and ducked into the Bend Pyramid. So I sent some men out to look for them, and they came back shouting that the pyramid had eaten them. Well, that sets off the rest of the diggers, and soon they're all running around scared out of their wits. 10 minutes later, the whole site's deserted. The only one left was me. So I went inside the pyramid. Sure enough, there's nobody in there. Now I'm thinking we've got a real problem. But a long time later, I guess it was the next morning, they all come out of the pyramid, and I'm like, what the hell? Roger's all perky, saying they'd been to Egypt, the real Egypt. This was the most sensible thing he had to say. Penhew looked younger and livelier than I'd ever seen them before. Even Patty and Houston, they seemed, I don't know, changed somehow. None of them would explain where they had been or what had happened, but everything was different after that. Some nights I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd hear all of them talking this creepy lingo. I kept after Roger about it, and finally he said he'd show me a demonstration of what they'd learned that night. We went out into the desert one night with a passel of Arabs. Roger and them started screaming these weird words and kind of chanting while Penhew's beating on that drum they got from the jar. I know this will sound crazy. It still sounds insane to me, but I swear to you, it's what I saw out there. These creatures, you'd have to call them, they started coming up out of the sand and eating the Arabs, while Roger and the others, they just laughed. That was enough for me. I settled in with a bottle and did my best to drown the memory of that sight. Roger found me the next day and informed me that he didn't like my attitude. I owed the kid, sure, but I mean, come on. Something bad was going on here. I didn't want to be part of it, and I figured I owed it to Roger to try to get him out of there too. I guess it was Sir Aubrey who announced we were heading to Kenya. On the trip, Roger finally filled me in a little. They had found a god, a true god who would rule the earth. We could rule with that god as somehow we were his chosen ones. He had picked us to open the way for his return to earth. Now, I didn't believe it, not totally, but something was going on here. I swear to God, Penhew seemed to be getting younger and livelier every week. Patty, she was sick a lot around then, and Houston, he just seemed nuts to me. Once we were in Kenya, the plan was to leave Nairobi and go somewhere way out into the mountains, a place where no river, no railway, no telegraph, no police, no help. I figured I wasn't going to last long out there. After all, I was never one of the chosen ones. I never went into that pyramid. So the night before we were supposed to leave, I doped Roger up and slipped me and him aboard a deadhead freight train to Mombasa. I took the cash box too. I figured it was all Roger's money anyway. I think I pretty much pegged it. The newspapers said they all died out in the mountains, even Roger and me. I figured they just killed off their porters and guides like they did the Arabs back in Egypt. And I figured me and Roger would be safer if everyone thought we were dead. Plan worked pretty well. We hopped off the train just outside Mombasa, found a fisherman who'd take us up to Zanzibar, hopped a coastal trader up to Durban, worked out some disguises there, and set sail for Perth. Roger slept nearly the whole way to Mombasa and woke up like a different person. Maybe being away from Penhew and them helped him return to his old self. He didn't get why we were on the lam, so I reminded him about the killings in Egypt, the god and all that. He got the gist and was on board with the escape plan. At first, he didn't seem that troubled by the things he'd done, but once he'd been on the run for a week or so, his nightmares hit hard. I figured it was probably guilt for what he and the others did. I was in Shanghai back when I was in the Marines, and I had a fair number of friends here. Seemed like a safe place to lay low. But by the time we made it to Hong Kong, Roger was done for. His mind was slipping, you know. He began shrieking at shadows and everything that moved. So I put him in a sanitarium there. I had to use up most of what money he still had left. And then I went on to Shanghai, figuring I'd never see anyone from that damned expedition again. Well, except Roger. So I thought. Until I was down on the bung one day, having a look about through the naval glasses at a certain yacht, and I see Sir Aubrey Penhew preening on the deck of the Dark Mistress.
Dark Mistress.
Dark Mistress starts with D-A-R. And we'll stop there for tonight, folks.
Oh, you bastard.
Don't we get a transcript of
Yeah,
that?
where's that?
There we go. Now I feel better.
Cool.
All right.
That's everything he said right there.
That's everything he said.
That's why you don't have to
It's
take
a
notes so much.
9-minute conversation. Cool.
This is actually pretty cool.
I thought he was
Thank you.
British.
I'll
He's
play
not.
back the video.
No, he's American.
He was a Marine, I think.
Yes.
Isn't that what
he was a
we
U.S.
saw?
Marine.
Yeah.
Semper Fi, buddy.
All right.
He
So
said
he's a
that,
pussy.
I'm so glad we went inside that place. See how I listen to you?
All right, folks. Like I said, that's a good stopping point. We'll be able to pick up the discussion with Jack next time. Thank you all for coming,
We
and
have
thank
a lot of
you to those
questions
who
for
watched
you.
along at home.